All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm here today with Dante Alexander. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fucking fantastic. I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. I'm glad we were able to make it happen. You know, I remember working with you and you telling me shortly before I left that you wanted to start your podcast, so it's a pleasure to be here.
Did I tell you that back then?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, you was like, I want to start a podcast and don't know what it's going to be about yet, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I finally just decided to try and make it happen.
And you did.
I could have done it sooner, but being held back by personal fear, you know. Oh, is anybody ever going to like it? What am I going to do it on? Who fucking cares? Just do it.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking easy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many podcasts out there, even when it's just the same two guys who just decide to talk about a random topic each time. You know, they have fun doing it.
Yeah.
People like listening to them.
No, I finally just said, fuck it. If I don't do it, it'll never happen. And so you might as well just do it and see what happens. It's either going to work or it's not going to work.
Right. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, you have a log of you just being able to sit and bullshit with your buddies for hours, having a good time, and it's all recorded. You know.
Yeah, we used to do. Me and my friends, we used to do kind of like Jackass style videos and stuff back in the day. And I still have all of those.
Report bodies.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, not that bad. You know, nobody was taking
nails to the nipple.
Yeah. Shit like that, or the alligator. No, well, that was Wild Boys, but
same people. It was the same group of people.
Yeah, the same dudes.
Steve-O and Chris Pontius.
Well, in Knoxville, they did the shotgun beanbags. He took one of those right to the solar plexus, and he was fucking bruised all the way across his stomach for like a fucking month.
Yeah.
Couldn't lay down, like nothing. We didn't go that far. We weren't doing shit like that, but we got pretty nutty. But I mean, it's all recorded. I still have all of it. So anytime I want to watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I was 17 and stupid. I still fucking laugh my balls off.
Yeah, and you know that's what I found. It's what makes life a little bit better. You know.
Yeah.
Like I've talked to so many people that have enjoyed things that have what other people said like consume their lives. People that have tried to, you know, do music or tried to do what's the big one now is like MMA or even video games, you know, people streaming and stuff. And there's always people out there that are just like, oh, well, you're just wasting your life. But I'm just like, you know what? If you enjoyed it while you were doing it, you didn't waste a damn thing.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah, even if you never make it, I mean, as long as you're having a good time, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
I mean, you should be smart, you know, you should never put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Keep working a day job until you're making it, you know, but put in every amount of effort you can. If it's something you really want to do, something you enjoy doing, then just go at it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm doing here.
Well, like I said, it's a pleasure to be here with you, man.
Thank you. So, Dante. So, what do you, let's, where do you want to start at? Do you want to talk about, you know, you want to talk about like childhood, anything? I mean, where do you want to start? Tell me about you.
Well, you know, I'm a young man, 25, grew up in the Pacific Northwest. Had the pleasure of calling Washington my home for the last 24 years. So it's been pretty nice living up here. I've lived not all over the state, but mostly on what I say is the good side. You know, just right over here in Spokane and Newport.
Eastern Washington.
Yeah, Eastern Washington. But, you know, and I've enjoyed it. I love looking out and seeing mountains and seeing, you know, trees. I didn't realize how much I love the evergreen trees until I went to Florida. Oh my gosh. Flat. I mean, it was fun though.
Florida's flat?
Well, Florida's, yeah.
There's probably not a lot of mountains, but
no, you look out in the distance and you're seeing a lot before you see a mountain.
Yeah.
You know, it's here, you can see a mountain. You can be like, I can get there in 12 hours.
Yeah, you go down into like South Florida and it's pretty much all just swampland and marsh and shit.
Yeah, and that's no, we were on.
And parts of it, like Miami, they just happen to figure out how to build buildings on.
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, I love being up here in Washington. A lot of people that I know are always like, I want to move. It's understandable. Those people didn't have fun here, reasonably.
Yeah.
You know, some people, they get into a lot of stuff, and it makes living in a place like this so bad for them, which sucks. But ever since my childhood, I've loved it, being able to drive a couple hours out of town and just be in the middle of the forest, surrounded by, birds, and you can hear all the animals and stuff because it's just dead quiet. You just hear nature,
Yeah.
be in nature, just beautiful.
Yeah. Pretty much a half an hour in any direction or less sometimes.
Mhm.
And there's no cars, there's no traffic,
Nothing.
there's not shit tons of people,
Yeah.
just silence.
When I was young, I ended up living in Newport, Washington for a little bit.
Mm.
Grandfather had, I think, 12 acres. Beautiful. Like, just loved it out there. You don't hear cars. You know all your neighbors, even though you can't see their houses, but every once in a while you'll know just by the sound of the car coming down the driveway who it is.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you just want to clear your mind. You just take a walk in the forest, walk in the woods. Don't hear nothing. And if you do hear something, you probably start running like I did.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Man, it was great though. My childhood wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We bounced around houses, went to many different schools over here in Spokane, but never did I feel like I wanted to just be in one place.
Mm.
And I've seen that kind of transfer into my adult life and becoming too complacent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. Like,
You don't want to get stuck in the droll.
yeah,
Just the grind, doing the same thing every day. You don't want to be doing the same thing you're doing now when you're 50.
exactly. Like, I want variety in my life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, same here.
like,
I old boss paint shop, he once made a joke about, because I was talking about leaving and maybe trying to find either something else to do, like industry wise, or just going to a different place. And he was like, "Yeah, you're never gonna leave. You're gonna be doing this, forever." And I looked him square in the eye and I said, "Dude, if I'm 50 and I'm still doing this, shoot me in the fucking face, because I've failed."
yeah. And it sucks when people have that mindset. And
Well, and I don't want to say that it's a failure for people to just do that. I mean, there are people who do that and they're fine with it, and that's okay.
they
you
just
know?
like that repetition. You
Yeah.
wake up every day, you do the same thing. And some people are okay with that.
Yeah, stability, security, they're good at what they do, and then they just do it. And that's
Exactly.
fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a guy that works for me, him. And I mean, he's been standing at the same machine forever, and he'll probably die at that machine. But he is extremely good at what he does. And, he's there every day. He's there every day. Sometimes when he doesn't need to be there, he's always putting the time in.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, some people are cool with that. Some people have variety, every other week they're doing something different.
Yeah.
And, some people change it up every couple of years. And I feel like for me, that's probably something that I would do. Every couple of years, probably see if I can do something else, if I can learn something else, And right now, I'm still kind of in the process of figuring it out, like what it is that I want to do long term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's something that I'll do consistently for, the next 10 to 15 years, but still have enough time on my hands to do other stuff.
Right.
So,
When you're still young yet, though.
yeah.
Are you looking more at just doing different things, or are you trying to climb the ladder?
A little bit of both.
You don't mind a lateral move as long as it's just something worth taking.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, and working in machining, which is the industry that I've been in for the last 6 years. You know,
Yeah.
I've learned that you can still stay in a good spot and do more stuff.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like I can still be here, but still have variety in the sense of, well, I can run this machine and do this part of the process. I can run that machine, do that part of the process. Or I can go somewhere else and, you know, work on something totally different entirely, you know. And I think that's one of the cool things about machining and working in like factory jobs the last couple of years and stuff is just been able to have that variety of being able to be put somewhere different in the process.
Yeah.
You know, although the end is still the same, when you're doing something different, it still brings a piece of fulfillment.
Right.
Like you know, something that feels like, all right, I've done this, I've enjoyed this part of it, and I know where it's gonna go from here.
Yeah.
And I know from where I've been, I'm sending a good part. And that's always a good, you know, a good feeling being able to do something like that.
Yeah. I think you're a lot like me. You just don't like being bored.
Yeah, no, not at all. I do not like being bored.
Yeah.
And one of the things that comes with being complacent is boredom.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking at the same thing, doing the same thing, I'm like, fuck, I'm so done with this.
Yeah. So right now you're a CNC operator, right?
Machinist is what I'm
Oh,
now.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved up.
But the last place you were still running CNC, weren't you?
No, I was still a machinist.
Okay.
When I left
Well, you were running CNC for me, so
for you, I was
yeah.
running CNC. And then when I left, I was technically a machinist,
Yeah.
is what they called it. However, I made operator pay. So that was fun. It was weird because, like, you look on all of the papers and stuff that they give you, and everything says machinist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I know what the difference between a machinist and an operator is, and I also know what the pay scales are.
Yeah.
So something's not matching up here. And then when I moved to the company now that I'm at, now I'm a legit, quote unquote, legit machinist. But
So, what was your first job starting off in the workforce?
my first job was I worked at a dog grooming place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my first job, and it was fun actually. I'm not even gonna lie, it was really fun. You know, I used to work with, at that job I'd wash like maybe 10, 15, 20 dogs a day.
Mm.
Each one with, you know, a different personality, reacts to things differently. And it was really interesting. And, you know, my whole life I've always had dogs. Always had dogs. My grandmother bred dogs. And when I started working there, that was the first time in a long time that I've got to actually be part of the whole, each dog has a different personality again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so funny. You know, you get these young pups in there and you put water on them and they just shaking and having fun. They're trying to like run all over. You know, they're tied off so they can't run out, but like they want to. They're just having fun. They're wet. And then you get these old dogs, and as soon as you put water on them, they'll just angle their head up, close their eyes, and just let you do your job. It's so funny.
It's like running a daycare for a bunch of hairy 5-year-olds.
Well, I did work at a place like that too, a dog boarding. So I did that the summer before I graduated, before my senior year. And then a couple months before I did graduate, I worked at a pet boarding place. And that's literally what it was. So you have anywhere from 15 to 75 dogs just in this big pen. You have area inside, and the facility was just a big warehouse, and it was stationed. So you had like dog rooms in the back. Like each one had their own room, which was adorable. Like some of the owners would actually bring in like beds and other stuff to hang up on the walls to like decorate the dog's room as if they were at home.
So like a doggy hotel type of deal?
Actually, yeah. It was great. It was great, seeing all those dogs and how they interact, and it was not fun cleaning up after these dogs.
That's a lot of dog shit.
Yeah.
I can't even stand cleaning up my own backyard.
Yeah. Oh man. God. That was the worst part. We would have to shovel shit and put it all in like a little garbage. And at the end of the day, you'd have to take it out. So you'd literally have a garbage bag full of dog shit that weighed like maybe 30, 40 pounds.
Jesus.
Just the dog shit. Nothing else. Just dog shit. In this thing. And oh my gosh, it was horrible.
I bet it smells great too.
Oh God, the worst was when it got caught on something. So I'm sitting there, I got all the dogs up. And some of those dogs, they could jump out of their things because there was no tops on the rooms.
Yeah.
And there was always a couple of there was a German Shepherd and a Doberman that could just bunny hop over these things all day long. So I'm getting ready to leave. I put them all up, give them their food, and I go to clean up the area. I pull the bag out. I'm getting ready to go throw it in the trash. Well, I see a dog come around, and he jumps, and his claw right through the bag.
Oh, shit.
So now I'm just got a trail of shit. I'm trying to run with this shit bag to throw it in the trash can before it leaks everywhere. And then I got to go and clean it up, spray it all down. And then the next day when the garbage man came, I had to go and clean out the garbage. Oh, God, it stinks so bad.
Spraying out the shit dumpster?
Yeah, because this is like, April? So it wasn't cold, but it was getting hot.
Yeah.
It was kind of humid.
Yeah. So as soon as you start hitting May and June, it's going to stink even worse.
Mm-hmm. And it did. It did. I only worked that job for, I think, 2 months. I graduated, and then that's when I started at the casino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about the casino.
Oh, God, that was great. I can't say which casino. They'll never find out. There's like 7.
Yeah, there's a few of them. But
yeah, but no, that was fun. Working at the casino, it was pretty fun.
What did you do there again?
Housekeeping.
Oh, yeah.
I started as housekeeping. Yep. That's what I do. 20 doors.
You
Ding,
want
ding,
me
ding.
to jerk you off?
Housekeeping. Oh, man. I got asked that before.
You got asked to do that by somebody?
Mm-hmm. 80-year-old man. I'm boom, boom, boom. Housekeeping. He comes to the door. He's like, oh, I don't need my sheets changed, but if you want to give me a handy, I'll give you a couple $100. And I was like,
come on. That's not even gay. That's a public service.
It is a public service, but I saw this guy's balls, and oh my goodness. They do hang down to their knees sometimes.
Did he come to the door naked?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, he wasn't naked. He had on, those classic, like, old man whitey tighties?
Oh, yeah.
He had those on, but his nuts were hanging out of it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness. It was horrible. It was fucking bad. I was like, dear Lord, I prayed right after I saw that. He closed the door, and I was like, dear Lord, don't ever let my nuts hit my knees, please. Please don't.
I'd be more worried about having to wrap it around your fingers so it doesn't touch the water when you sit down.
Yeah. I was like shocked. I was shocked. So I'm like, I think at that time I was like 18 or 19 years old, and I was just like, what the fuck?
See, it would even have been legal.
It would have. Yeah. He would have gave me a couple $100 too. Or maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have. It would have been an experience that I didn't want, though. I would have looked back on it like, man, I can't spend this money well enough to make it work that. There was some weird stuff that happened to me there. I'll tell you what, old women are frisky.
Well, yeah.
And they like to touch. However, I did get a lot of tips from them. So there was quite a bit of women that would like get really like handsy with me,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, I can't do that. You're gonna have to stop. Like, I'm not gonna kick you out or nothing, but I do need you to stop. One of them won like a $10,000 jackpot. She's like, well, for your
Damn.
troubles, here's $160. It's like, all right. You know who was back there the same day, or the next day?
That lady?
That lady pulled up at like 12 o'clock at night. So she left because they made you, depending on how much it was, they would make you leave to deposit your money and then come back. And they'd just write you a check. They wouldn't cash it out. There, again, depending on how much it was.
Yeah. You're talking about your winnings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if they want to think, it was like I want to say like over 5 or 7 grand. I think they would write you a check. And, yeah, no, she got a check, but she still had a bunch of money. So she went, gave me my tip, went cashed her check at her bank, and then came back at like midnight, and I was still there. And, she's like, oh, guess what I've come back to do? I was like, I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing.
She's looking for that dick.
Yeah, I was like, nope, can't do that. I'm sorry. There was actually a couple of people that would be there with like their daughters and like try to like hook me up with their daughters, which was weird. Now, I don't mean like like some decent looking women. I mean like, this is probably like the first time she's been out of the house in like a month kind of daughters.
And they just decided to bring her to a casino and see what they could find? I mean, talk about a fucking gamble. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, there's multiple people that got caught doing that. Multiple people that got caught
Yeah. Was
prostituting.
I was going to say, if I think I remember which one it was you were at, and there's been quite a few stories of, stuff like that going on.
Yeah. And depending on who it is, they don't care.
No, yeah.
It's, I mean,
Like,
people,
you mean the casino doesn't care?
yeah, the casino
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah. Oh, shit, man. Whatever brings in business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what they say, and there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well, I mean, over there, it was on a, reservation. So it's like they could have got away with a lot, which is probably why they didn't care as much, because it's not like anybody was going to like come kick through their door and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I hear there's some stuff happening here. Like, it's kind of like they're, what is that? Like a sovereign nation kind of deal.
Yeah. I think so, yeah, to a certain degree.
Yeah.
They have a lot of, they have a lot of area where they make their own rules, to speak.
Yeah.
But like, I think they're all tax exempt and stuff like that. So, and they have their own police force.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I saw them pull around a couple of times because they had like their little police base sitting out a couple miles from where the casino was, and every once in a while, there'd be somebody that just spent like $2,000-$3,000, lost everything, and he's just throwing a fucking fit, threatening people, and all of a sudden you just see all these guys just come through and pretty much just scoop them up, because it's like you can't really sue those cops.
Yeah.
So they don't give a fuck. They'll like straight first thing they do when they run up on you is in a chokehold and you're out the door.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I mean, it's a very quick way to settle the situation. Like, after that, you don't hear nothing. They put him on a bus and he goes wherever he needs to go. But he's like, he can't come back there.
Yeah. I've heard stories, that they love to just fucking snapping necks and cashing checks.
Pretty much.
And fuck, good for them. It's their turf.
Yeah, it is.
Handle your business however you want.
And some of them understand that it's their casino. Some of them do it in a good way, some of them do it in a bad way. And I've worked with both people, and it's funny because when you have people that think, oh, it's my casino in a bad way, they don't give two shits about it.
Yeah.
Which is bad. But like they'll steal from the casino, they'll fucking trash things, they'll just do all kinds of just absurd shit that you're like, if this is how you treat stuff that's yours, like,
you're talking about like old Vegas mob kind of shit.
kind of.
Yeah, they they run the shit, so they're just skimming off anywhere they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have people that are just go out of their way to take care of it, make sure everything's clean. Like I saw somebody wasn't even on the clock, but he was one of those like, this is, this is part of us. This is a part of our home.
Yeah.
I don't want to shit on it. Off the clock, he was sitting there drinking, gambling a little bit. Starts cleaning the bathroom. Just starts cleaning. He was like, this is fucking disgusting. Starts cleaning it. Did a deep fucking clean on it.
Damn.
And I was like, it's really different when you get both of those people and you work with them, because you're just like, fuck, I want to work with you. And they never do. They always find some high up place where they can just kind of hide out and watch people, which sucks. But
did you ever get into gambling much, or were you just worked there?
I gambled a couple of times. And I think the most money I lost was like $80. But the most money I ever won was like $150 off of like my second roll on a machine. I was like, oh fuck yeah. And I would just gamble like my tips, stuff like that. I get $10-15 and I just go hit up a fucking penny machine and just start pressing away, waiting for my bus to come so I can get the fuck out of here. But I never got real big into it. It's like working on the floor. I didn't work with the machines, but I worked with the people that worked with the machines. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a gamble that's not meant to favor you.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything is somewhat rigged in the house's favor.
Yeah.
Like, they want your money, and they're going to fucking get it one way or another.
Yeah, and they will.
The longer you stay, statistically, the more you're going to spend.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, you talk to some of these people, and they just kind of, like, tell you a little bit about it, and you're just like, yeah, I don't want to fucking gamble. Like, fuck, I'm only making, like, $9. I ain't got enough to gamble. Fuck, I work, 50, 60-hour weeks and get, like, a $600 paycheck.
Damn.
Yeah. And you're just like, fuck. Some people will gamble, though. They used to, before I worked there, they would actually let you cash your checks at their cage.
Oh, and get like chips or,
Yeah.
put it on your club card or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
And they stopped because people would get paid. They'd go cash their check, and then they would just gamble it all away the same fucking day.
Yeah, that's how you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Well, it went on for a long time. But, like, I don't know what it was that made them change it. Because, I mean, they're making their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the money that they just spent paying you to do work, you just paid them back.
Yeah, it's pretty much free labor.
Exactly. And, again, it's not like they're going to get in trouble for that. So, like, when they stopped doing it, I was like, something big probably happened for that to happen.
Yeah.
For them to, like, because, I mean, if you went to any big company now, Amazon, you got people that just slave away. But what do a lot of those people do?
I would have to imagine that someone probably, recognized a problem and then brought it up to the tribe and ran it through the chain and all that.
Probably. And again, it like I said, it probably was something pretty big.
Yeah.
For them to do that. But I mean, like I was saying, it's similar to people that work at like Amazon. They get paid, and what do? They start ordering stuff off Amazon.
Right.
I'm just like, why would you do that?
Yeah, no shit.
Like, fuck, at least give your money to a different company.
Yeah.
You're just recycling the same money that they keep giving you.
Take your Amazon money and go shop at Costco.
Yeah. Fuck. You get a better deal. Gosh.
So what about after the casino? Where'd you go after that?
After the casino, I went to work at another hotel.
Another hotel?
Yeah, but it was in town. A lot of our casinos they're pretty spread out. And so I worked at a hotel that was in town after that. Like 15 minutes from my house, which was crazy. I went from having an hour-long drive, 15-minute long drive to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking nuts.
Well, it's definitely better on the pocketbook.
Oh, yeah. It was great. And I did housekeeping there for just under a year. And she got all woman crew. I think there was me and 2 or 3 other guys. But like we were all on like different shifts. Like one of the guys was there from like 5 to like 2. I was there from like 9 to whenever we got off. And then another guy was there for nights. So like we never saw him. And that was just a very, very different dynamic. You got to be careful what you say in front of all these women.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get away with nothing. They're going to pick up. If one of them's got a bad attitude, if one of them's in a bad mood, you'll get in trouble fast.
Yeah.
You make one stupid joke or like one little unintended sexual innuendo and that's your ass. And nowadays,
next thing you know, you're canceled.
Exactly. That's exactly how it fucking worked. Like you got these girls that would make jokes about like fucking me in the bathroom and shit, but if I was like, hey, your ass looks great, that was bad. Bad. I never dared to say that shit.
Yeah.
But they would say some very...
Well, the funny thing about all of that is it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if it's some like good looking rich dude that was saying that shit to him, they wouldn't fucking think twice about it. Be batting eyelashes at him all day.
Oh no, they got those motherfuckers fired fast.
Oh really?
I watched one of them run through there. And he thought he would, I got money. It's like, motherfucker, you're working at a hotel. Your parents got money. You ain't got shit. Yep, he went in there with that same kind of attitude, and they got I think he was there for like a week. And he was gone.
Damn. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. Is his parents had money. He didn't. He was fucking faking.
Oh, yeah. And they...
But some, Dorian Gray kind of dude, 50 Shades in it up.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Those guys didn't stay at our hotel, though.
Yeah, but I mean, regular everyday Joes, you start saying shit like that. Oh, yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. There was a couple of times that, like, I worked with my sister when I was there. And so we would just sit there and bullshit and just say just really stupid shit. Brother and sister, nothing weird like the certain people do. But, just going off on each other. Just, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to go back to work. Will you leave me alone so I can go to work? He's like, you don't ever fucking work. Shut up. And all it took was somebody just overhearing it to just run down to a manager and be like, they're saying stupid stuff on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, the whole floor is empty, bitch. We have the whole floor. We are cleaning this whole floor. We checked all the rooms. They're all empty. Nobody's coming to this fucking floor except for the manager or your punk ass. Like, it's not like a customer is going to overhear us and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's after checkout time. They're all gone.
Exactly. Like, we're just, we'd be there for like anywhere from 5-6 hours to like, I think the longest shift I worked there was like 11. And they were like, yeah, let's just go home, guys.
11 hours?
11 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. It was fucking ridiculous. We had people that would be like, hey, I'm going to stay another night and then check out. So, like, when you do that, when you have what's called like a stayover or an overnighter or whatever you want to call it.
Somebody that decides not to check out and like stay another day.
You depending on what they want, you're kind of doing the bare minimum. Like, they're like, yeah, just come in, vacuum, leave us some more water bottles and fuck off. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
It takes like 5 minutes to do. We keep all this shit on our carts. It's not like we're running to the front desk to get it. But when they do that, and we're at the end of our shift, we got like 2 more rooms, 2, 4, 5 more rooms to do, and then everybody's done. And then it's, oh, never mind, we're checking out. Everybody's pissed. We're like, fuck.
Yeah, because you skipped their room, right? And now you got to go back.
Yeah, we did what they want. We spent 5 minutes on the room, and now we're on another one. Each room It's probably about 30 minutes to clean. That's what they have you quoted for anyways. So they go through and they time, see how much it will take to clean a room, and then that's like your standard. Like, this is how much time you can spend on a room, which for me was never really bad. Going from the casino, who had a tighter tolerance, and then going, like, I got like an extra 10 minutes when I switched hotels, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, okay. You guys are doing like less. Like, I can do this shit easy. And so I'm just blowing through my fucking rooms. You know, you get done with your rooms, and then it was, you had to go help somebody. That was the only thing I didn't really like about working in housekeeping, was you had to pick up everybody else's slack.
Yeah.
And when I was at the casino, people would cry because of what people would say to them when they had to help them. Like, you'd have people that would just blow through their fucking rooms. Not even saying that they're necessarily clean. They would just run through them. And, okay, well, now you got to go help this person. Well, we always got to help them. Fuck them. Maybe they should learn to do their job faster. And it's like, sometimes I was like, yeah, maybe, but, you know, it's a team effort. It's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you all work together.
Yeah, like, we all have the same, we're all here to do the same fucking thing. Like, just get all these rooms done. Like, you know, that's it. But, man, some of the people would just be horrible if they had to help, or when they had to help. Oh, I don't want to fucking do this lazy piece of shit. Fuck that, man. It's just like, whoa. Like, there was people that, like, would struggle, because the casino sometimes would hire shitty workers. Like,
well, that's true about any place, though.
Oh, no. Anybody can get in.
Anybody?
And they would keep you. Like, they wouldn't fire you. So, you get, on average, we would get about 17 rooms a piece, you know, for each one of us to do a day. You know, you start at 9 or 10 o'clock, and then, depending on if you rode the bus, and you'd finish around 4 or 5 o'clock. But some people would get the same amount of rooms, and when 3 o'clock rolls around, they still got like 10 left. And you're just like, fuck, like, how? You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck are you this far behind?
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. I mean, it was fun. I liked it. It kept me active, honestly. I mean, you're sitting there, you're running through these, and if you're thorough, like, you're sweating. You know, if you're getting really into cleaning, I'm pretty sure any stay-at-home parent could tell you that. Like, when you're cleaning and you're getting in that rhythm, like, it's a workout.
Yeah.
And you're doing that all fucking day. And then to have to do that and then go home and clean. Now, see, that was the problem for me. I was like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
I don't want to go home and clean. I just spent all day fucking cleaning.
Yeah, I've talked about this on this podcast before. You know, you do it all day, every day for your job, and then you come home, you don't want to do that shit.
No.
Whether you're working on cars or fucking painting houses or whatever.
Yeah. Like,
you never want to fix your own car or paint your own damn house.
You're just like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit. Like, you know, and then when I was at the casino, I did multiple jobs, like beverage server, laundry, and then there's a couple other things that I did. And so, like, you get home and you look at the laundry and you're just like, fuck that. You see those sheets and you're like, yeah, I ain't gonna fucking touch those.
You stiffen your drawers like, yeah, I can get one more day out of those.
You know, front side, back side, inside, outside.
Fuck yeah. That's how you do it.
No, never got that bad for me. What I would do, I just go out and buy more underwear.
Right?
It's just like, fuck, now I got like 30 pairs that I gotta wash. No.
It's easier to buy them than to wash them.
Just throw them out. Fuck it. They stink. Just take them off right into the trash can. Which is bad because I didn't make that much money. So spending
you just shower with them
shit.
on. Kill two birds with one stone.
Oh, there you go. I never even thought about that. You just fucking leave them right there, at the drain. Let them get wet. Use the soap from your hair. Just
yeah, there you go. You just step all over them to agitate it.
There you go. Yeah. Get all the stains and stink out. Look at that. No.
As long as you don't have athlete's foot or something, you get that on your junk.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. I went through socks like crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Like, I'd get home, I'd buy brand new socks. And I usually wear, like, Dickie socks. Brand new socks. Go home, they got a hole in them.
Oh yeah.
Right there on the heel and right there at the ball of your foot.
Yeah. I imagine when you're moving around that much, you're gonna fucking wear through socks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And shoes.
It's fucking nuts. Oh yeah, I went through shoes too. That's the first time that I'd like buy like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. Not like anything expensive, just like some cheap little like styrofoam fucking move around shoes.
Yeah.
And I'd just go through them. It's just like 2-3 months they were done. 2 or 3 months they were done. And I was like, fuck. But I don't want to spend that much money on shoes and get a good pair. You know. Eventually I did, and they still didn't last that long. It went from like 2 or 3 months to like maybe 6. I was like, fuck. But yeah, no, it was fun.
What's the best thing you've ever found left behind in a room?
Ooh, the best thing. Lots of dildos. I found, I shit you not.
Sad.
I think it was like a 22-inch dildo.
Jeez.
It's probably like
around girth or length?
Length.
Yeah.
I was getting to the girth. The girth was probably like 3.5, 4 inches wide. I was like, holy fuck.
Jesus.
Like, I'm glad I didn't see who came out of that room, because I would have just looked at them and just been like, wow.
Golf clap.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I know.
I would have been giving praise, like, all of it? For real?
Oh God. You know, we'd have to go down and we had to get a hazard bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
one of those red.
It's bright red hazard. Yep. Just like that. Put them in a bag. I had to put 2 on that fucking thing. Because the ones that we had were mainly meant for like needles and stuff. So they're only like, you know, probably, I'd say like 12 inches long, a couple inches wide, whatever. But yeah, no, that shit was fucking horrible.
Did you ever find a lot of that shit in hotel rooms? Needles and nasty shit? What's the worst thing you've ever found?
The worst thing I ever found? I never found needles in any of my rooms specifically. However, I was cleaning a room one time, and I was in there for probably like 10, 15 minutes. And security came up, and they were like, we need you to get out of the room. I was like, why? Well, we can't tell you. I was like, motherfucker, I've been in this room for like the past 10, 15 minutes. I need to know what the fuck I was
is there
just
fucking anthrax in here or what?
Right. Like, yeah, I mean, people did that. People, you know, you disable the smoke alarm, and then you'd smoke in there. Whatever it was you were smoking, you know?
Meth, crack.
Yeah, well, I leave the room, and I go to my next one, and I'm cleaning, and I just get worried. I'm like, fuck. So I go down, and I walk to the housekeeping manager. I'm like, yo, I need to know what was in that room, because I was already in there before they came. Apparently, they were smoking meth and shooting heroin in that room.
Yeah, it's probably a good reason to get out of there.
Yeah, I was like, y'all should have told me that. Not, oh, well, we can't tell you. Like, no, I should have been told that immediately. Like, because I was pissed. I was like, not necessarily going off on her.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, why would you keep that from me? Like, I'm in there breathing that shit in. Like, I don't do that shit. I can't afford to do that shit. But, like, that's something I should have been made aware of almost immediately. And they were like, oh, sorry, well, you know, if that happens again, we'll let you know and stuff. And I was like, I'm not cleaning that room. So they were like, well, we got to let it sit anyway. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not cleaning that room tomorrow. They put it on my board and I cleaned it, but no, that was probably one of the worst things. I found multiple rooms with shit all over them.
Like literal shit?
Literal shit.
Oh, gross.
Like, imagine somebody took...
Who the fuck does that? And why?
The people whose hotel it was.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, some people, some of those natives, they were just like, oh, fuck it, it's mine.
That's
the
gross.
only way I can describe it.
Well, I mean, there's fucked up people in general out there, though.
Yeah. So imagine, it was a king room, right? Imagine you had a king sheet, and for whatever reason, you decided to wipe your ass with it. and you went diagonal on this sheet. And the whole time you're wiping, you're just pushing out. This whole fucking sheet was covered in shit. A consistent streak of shit all the way down.
Like a dog just went across it.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
It's fucking nasty.
I was like, what in the fuck made somebody do this?
Yeah, it's a great fucking question. But it's not just that. It happens. I hear about shit like that more often than you would think actually happens. Like my wife, when Winco in Coeur d'Alene first opened, it was like a month after they opened. And she went there, just to go do some grocery shopping, like, oh cool, Winco, I'll see what this is all about. She goes into the fucking bathroom and like I don't know how many stalls they have in there, but they were all being used except for one. So she goes down to that last one, opens up the door, and just literal shit spread all over inside. Like everywhere. All over the seat, there's shit on the floor, shit all over the fucking stall walls. And she was like, yep, nope, fuck this, can't do it.
Yep.
And she had to fucking piss, so, she just left her cart with all of her shit outside the bathroom and just left, went somewhere else.
Yeah, I seen that. That became so... Here's how bad it was. That became so common that it was just like, oh, gotta go get the gloves.
Shit streaks on the sheets?
Shit streaks on the sheets.
That sounds like a Wheeler Walker Jr. song.
We need to get him in here. No. Yeah, it was fucking... God, it was horrible. Like, the first couple of times that it had happened, I think that was probably like the third one that I had encountered. And I was there for like 2 or 3 months. It was just horrible. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, how do you do that? Like, it wasn't like a thin, like a 1/4 inch streak. Like, no. This thing was like probably like 2-3 inches long, just streak. And that's why I was like, he had to be pushing as he's wiping. Because I'm just like, this is horrible. And so here's the worst part too. So I'm talking to the manager at the time, because they can look up and see, who rented that, whatever. This person, they knew exactly who it was. Because almost every time they rented a room, that would happen.
That's fucking gross.
I was like...
And they didn't put him on a blacklist or something?
I was like, why the fuck do you keep letting her in? That's so fucking bad. That's so bad.
Yeah.
They were like, well, she's native. I was like, so you can't kick her out of the hotel because of that? They were like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're, if you apply for, if you're part of the tribe, like if you go and you prove, that you have X amount of native blood and all that stuff, and you're actually part of the tribe, then I have to assume that comes with a lot of privileges and whatever else.
It does.
And for everybody listening, I don't know shit about any of this stuff. I have a couple of friends that are native, and they've talked about it a little bit, but I'm probably talking out of my ass for all I know. But
no, I mean, if you're native and you belong to the tribe whose hotel it is, they do give you some pretty good deals and stuff. Which is why, again, I was so surprised when some people would just take advantage of it and just treat it so poorly. Because I was like, they'd get like 50% off of rooms. They would sometimes get deals on the restaurants that are in there, deals on the booth, like deals all over this fucking thing. The only thing that they wouldn't get deals on is clearly the machines. Any of the stores, they probably got a deal on the hotels. They got a deal on the amenities. That's why it was just so surprising when I would find people that would just take advantage of that and shit all over it, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking nasty.
God, it was horrible.
I
found a sex room one time.
Like someone had set up a sex room in their room?
Well, they had finished it, but walk in, and there's a note on the wall. And at first, I just kind of was like, okay, whatever. It's probably some bullshit that, like, the front desk, they just stapled to the wall, whatever. So I go, and I'm looking around, and I'm just seeing, like, condoms. And fucking lube. Like, you remember the little lube kits that they
Oh,
have?
yeah.
Yeah, they're just everywhere.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? I open a couple drawers. There's dildos and stuff. We got a call for those ones, actually. They were like,
For the dildos?
yeah, they were like, hey, we left some stuff there. Can we get them back? And,
yeah, they'll be in a red bio bag up
yep,
front.
Yep. Actually, we'd put them in a bag and then in a box, and people could come and pick them up. But yeah, no, there was just so much. Like, they left a lot of. It looks like almost like somebody who just found a kink tried to like overdo it. So like there was a bunch of like sex toys and shit, like dildos, butt plugs, and, like handcuffs. They had whips. Like, it literally looked like these people just went out and bought a bunch of shit, didn't know what the fuck to do with any of it, and then just like left it there and just had their old spicy male sex. You know what I mean?
That's a hell of a fucking Tinder date.
Yeah. I was just like, this is just fucking hilarious. Like, I was like, they had fun. And then I went back and I read the note, and it says big on there, we had a lot of sex here. Use gloves. I was like, all right. Well, I'm going to go wash my hands, because I had like half-assed like pulled up the sheet before I noticed more shit in the bed.
That's
I was
polite.
like, all right. Well, thank you guys. Sorry I didn't fucking listen.
Yeah, my wife, she did housekeeping for I think a couple years at one point, and so she's seen a lot of that stuff too, and I can't remember if it was her or actually just about every chick that I've dated has worked in housekeeping, I think, at some point. So maybe I have a type. I don't know. But it was either her or an ex-girlfriend that was telling me about reaching under a bed and sticking their hand into a nasty, cold, wet, used rubber. And then that was pretty much sealed the deal for them to be like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But like to this day, if we stay at a hotel, that's the first thing my wife does is she will like she pull out a wipe thing or something from her purse, and she wipes down like the TV remote and the phone and a couple other things. And then she'll take the comforter off the top of the bed and just rip it off and throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Is it like
some people don't change those?
Yeah.
I thought that was so absolutely disgusting. When I did my rooms, I always changed the fucking sheets.
Yeah.
Some people.
Well, sheets get washed like you would think,
No, some people, I shit you not, I watch people get in a lot of fucking trouble, like suspended for not changing sheets.
Ugh.
Like used sheets, they would not change. I would change always the sheets.
Yeah.
And depending, between the two hotels that I worked, there was two different types of comforter covers that you'd have either a duvet, or there would be what was called a 3-sheet setup. So you'd have a flat sheet, you'd have the comforter, and then you'd have another sheet over. And I would change those. The comforter, unless it was dirty, which is kind of weird to say, unless it was like visibly dirty, a lot of the times the way that we folded these, like, you're not just getting these apart. Like, they were in there very tight. But yeah, it was like, when I found out that people were doing it, I was just like, fuck that. I stayed in that hotel twice, and I was like, I'm never fucking staying in this again. Because it was like, one thing that was weird is it was, if you knew who cleaned the room that you had, you either knew if you were okay or if you weren't. So sometimes what would happen is we'd stay in a hotel, and I would do the inspection of the room. And if you find something that's wrong and you call the front desk, a lot of the times they'll actually upgrade you for free.
Huh.
So, I mean, that's sometimes they'll just move your rooms, but yeah, like, it's cool though, because like knowing like what to look for in a room.
Yeah.
Oh man, it makes it easy, because if somebody cleaned your room and if you're gonna get a free upgrade or not.
Yeah, like when it comes to places like a Motel 6 or something, I mean, you probably aren't going to expect too much, but I mean,
They
Like
might
I
as
said-
well just kick you out.
Right? Like I said, you get what you fucking pay for. So something like that. Yeah, I'm not using certain things
Mhm.
because you never know what fucking nasty trucker or something's been through there, just beating off on everything.
Just ramming through some local hose.
Yeah, I know what I do in hotel rooms when I'm with my wife or alone,
Yeah.
and that scares me.
You know, it's like, what's somebody doing that's dirtier than what I'm doing?
Right?
Like, it's probably the same. It's just they're dirty. Oh, yeah.
This is so I pulled this up. It's from the Insider. It looks like they did some kind of an episode on it, but it's talking about like how dirty are hotel sheets. Or it says your hotel sheets might be much dirtier than you think.
Mm-hmm.
For an Inside Edition episode that airs today, whatever day this was, producers put 9 hotels to the test and found that 3 of those didn't bother changing the sheets between guests.
Yep.
So that's a third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that number.
Yeah.
So to test hotels' cleanliness, they booked rooms at 9 different hotels, sprayed washable fluorescent paint onto the sheets using a stencil that read, "I slept here," and then booked the same exact rooms the very next day under a different name. When the producers checked the sheets the next day, the paint is only visible in ultraviolet light. They were shocked to find the stencils still clearly visible at a third of the hotels visited. That's fucking nasty.
So nasty.
Yeah, so my wife worries about the comforter, right? Because I mean, yeah, that probably hardly ever gets changed, which is weird to me because when you think about it, like how many people are really getting into the sheets when they're banging? I don't know, maybe if it's just me, but I'm ready to just throw down and get it on.
Yeah,
I don't worry too much about the fucking blankets.
A couple, like it depends too on like for the comforter, it depends on like what their setup is. So like one of the hotels I worked at, you had a flat sheet and then you had a duvet, and I mean like a pretty thick duvet.
What the fuck is a duvet?
You don't know what a duvet is?
No, isn't it the frilly thing that goes around the outside?
No,
The box spring?
no, that's the skirt.
Oh,
The duvet is pretty much, it's like a giant sheet that goes around the comforter.
oh, okay.
It's like a little sleeve. You slide it in, you make it fit, and then it just.
Mm.
But that's what some companies use so that they can just keep the comforter, switch them out, because comforters are pain in the fucking ass to wash.
Yeah.
I could wash.
Well, and they're expensive too. The more you wash them, the more you
Yeah, which is why they
wear them out.
They don't, and then unless it's like somebody spilled something or like a kid had an accident in a room.
People are spilling stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, so when I worked at the second hotel, it was a really business-like hotel.
Yeah.
So like all the rooms are like stupid expensive because most of the who's buying was like companies. So like there wasn't a whole lot of nasty shit that went on there. So like kind of sucked. I thought it was kind of boring. I was like, fuck, I haven't found a dildo. I've been here for like 8 months. Fuck. But yeah, the duvet, they make it a little easier and they're a little cleaner because you have a flat sheet, then you have like the bottom part of the duvet, then you have the comforter, then you have the top part of the duvet. But with the 3 sheet setup, you'd have a flat, then you'd have the comforter, and then you'd have a top sheet, and you'd fold them in real tight so like you could still separate them easily if you wanted to, but like if you're just getting in there to go to sleep after 3-4 hours of gambling, you're not gonna take it off. But some people like to do weird shit in beds, so I mean,
yeah, I know I do.
I do too. I do too. That's why when my girlfriend's like, we should go stay at a hotel, I'm like, ugh.
Can we bring our own sheets?
Right? I'm like, do we have to?
Can I bring my own pillow?
Yeah, some of those pillows are bad.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Fucking, ugh.
Well, I mean, if you're using the pillow like to prop somebody up,
Mm-hmm.
you might get a little something
So you
somewhere.
gotta roll it up and just right
yeah.
in her hips. It's perfect.
But then you're also spilling.
Yeah, but it's mine, so I don't care. So if the next guy,
Yeah, but if
he's gonna care.
if they don't wash the pillow or change the case, then you're laying on the last guy.
Yeah, that's true. Ugh.
God, that's
I'll
nasty.
just give it to her.
This
you
pillow's
know,
yours.
Yeah, I'll just, I'll sleep in the cuck chair in the corner. I'll be all right.
The cuck chair.
They all got one.
Yeah, they do.
They all got one.
Is that what it's for?
Probably. Probably. I mean, let's be honest. It probably is.
For the husband to just sit and watch?
Yeah. Or
Fuck.
the wife. You never know.
Now I can't sit in the damn chair anymore either.
No.
You're ruining it for me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it for you. But yeah, I know that's what it's called. That's what I call it. That's what a lot of people in the hotels, they call it the cuck chair.
That's fucking great.
Did you wash? Did you wipe down the cuck chair? I was like, oh no, I did not. And it's funny because it's like when you give it a name like that, it really makes you want to clean the chair. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna wipe it down. Why? Because just the name of it makes you want to wipe it down.
Like, because it's probably dirty.
Yeah. Or it's clean. This is probably some dude just sat there fully clothed, just fingers crossed with his elbows on this chair, just nice. Now go harder.
Like the evil dude from Inspector Gadget. Good.
Yeah, just like that.
The claw.
Good God.
That's boring.
Fucking hilarious.
I'm not going to just sit there.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I'd be like, all right, my turn, buddy. Tag in.
Yeah, tag in. WWF style.
Just jump off the fucking chair.
Jump off the back of the cuck chair.
Oh, man.
Hope you land in it.
Yeah. What if he doesn't move in time and you just like right in him? You're like, oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my. What do we do from here? Do we just keep going? Like,
At least just be a gentleman and apologize and then see where the mood goes from there, I suppose.
I just tap him on the back like, hey, buddy, I'm not coming out.
Can you move up just a couple inches?
Oh, just spin her around.
Spinner. She's a spinner.
Yeah, the cuck chair.
So what'd you do? What'd you do after hotels?
That's when I started running being a CNC operator.
Yeah.
Working under you. I guess the first couple of years
Yeah.
it was the other guy, but yeah, ran a plasma table for 4.5, 5 years. Yeah. I think 4.
Was that fun at all?
So much. I loved it so much that I hated it.
Come on, I'm not your boss anymore. You can be honest.
Oh, no. When the table was running, it was fine. It was actually a pretty cool job, watching all of this stuff come together. You get these just metal sheets, 24-foot by 12-foot sheets. And then you cut all the parts out of them and you watch as it becomes a truck, You watch it all start from this flat metal and then you watch it go to the roll and, being the first person in the process. And it's, again, I want to come back to like being in the process.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool being the first person in the process. I'm the first person that touches this metal. I cut it into these parts, however big they might be, and then send them on their way. A couple weeks later or however long, and, you get to see these tanks being built and watching it evolve was just so cool. You get to watch the truck that comes in with the metal, and then in a month you get to see the truck that you just built going out. And it was actually pretty cool. Now, when the table was being a bitch, fucking bitch, it sucked.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much.
Really? Even with the new table?
Yeah. We've had our issues with it.
Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, even right out of the box.
Oh, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah, we were.
God.
It's mostly ironed out now. It's working pretty good now, but yeah, we had a lot of issues for the first few months.
I think that's just working out the course, but as long as it's not like in 3 years, it's not giving you just those stupid problems that we had when I was running. It was fucking ridiculous. I think I was lucky if that thing ran straight for 3 days. And I mean like I bought 10 scratch tickets and like 8 of them won me $1,000, kind of lucky. Like, it was ridiculous. But I mean, overall, the experience was pretty cool. You know, watching this machine just do its job through and through was pretty cool. You know, it'd run and it'd cut, and you just see just these parts come off. You know, all within their tolerances, and just looking good, and you're just like, this is cool. And I know this part is going to be part of this assembly kit, and that part's going to be part of that assembly kit. And I can walk around the shop in a week, and I can see them being built, and I'll see them finished, and I'll see where they're going to go, and these great big tanks. And it was really cool. It was really fun. The only thing that sucked about it was towards the end, it got really boring.
Yeah, it got monotonous. You're doing the same thing every day.
And I like being active and moving around.
Mm-hmm.
And although I had 2 tables, one thing that would suck is like you would, depending on what kind of truck you were cutting, you'd be standing around for 20 minutes, which wasn't bad. I can still offload the table and run the other table, which is fine. Or it'd be running for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that is what killed me so much in the long run. Because, just like with any company, they want to go bigger. They want to go better. They want to find a way to do it right. Material changes and part changes and shit like that. And just made the cut times longer and longer and longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do up to 30 feet now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is cool in some ways, but in others, you're just packing a 30-foot sheet full of tiny parts.
Oh, yeah.
It can take a while.
Fuck that.
But this new table, though, there's ways that we've found to speed it up a little bit.
How high does that one go in amperage?
400.
400,
yeah.
Who made that table?
ESOP.
ESOP. The other one was a Vector, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good machine. I mean, at the moment, we're not using the software that came with it. We're still using the old stuff, and that's only because the new software is so involved and ridiculous and has so many features that it kind of forces you to use that it's extremely difficult to learn as far as what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But it has a lot of good stuff in it. So it doesn't cut as nice as it could, but it still cuts better than the old table. And it so far, since we've worked out all the kinks and all the problems, it has been more reliable. So
that's good. I mean, shit, that thing's running for 2 weeks without a screw up. That's great.
Yeah, and when it does screw up, it's usually something stupid. You can click a button and clear it most of the time and just keep going. So
I think that's one of the things about the old table that was just so shitty.
Yeah, the old one, you had to just shut it off, wait, turn it back on,
and hope to God that it worked.
Yep.
I remember just digging around in that box. The maintenance guy that was there, he had showed me. He's like, all right, this is what you're going to look for. This is the problem that I found. You might just have to pull this off, blow it off, clean the inside, and then put it back on. And that should work. If this doesn't work, okay, well, then now you got to come down here and pull this off. And I'm just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I got scared so many times that I was just going to fucking fry myself. Because, I mean, on certain parts of there, even if you turn the power off, there's still, what are those called? Like storage tanks for...
Yeah, capacitors.
Capacitors. Fuck, I couldn't think of it. And so it's like, that shit can still shock you even though it's off.
Yeah.
And I was just like, And he had told me, like, where some of them are, but no, man, that didn't make me feel any more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, my hands are like a good amount bigger than his. And he's like, yeah, you're just going to just reach. Just reach, just right through here. Touch this, wiggle that. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, we blew, so the power box, it has like 6 it has 6 power inverters in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's depending on how many of them it utilizes at any one time, that's how you get your amperage.
Yeah.
We had one of those inverters blow out, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. And it's brand new, right? These things are rated for a 7-year lifetime. That shouldn't happen up till at least close to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got the damn thing. So one of those went out, and I ended up having to go out there myself because nobody was around to do it. shut it down, dig through the box, go through the manual, and figure out how to rearrange all the cables to get it to run with the one less. Because it's smart enough if you find the one that's broken and unplug it, and then when you start it back up, it'll kind of reconnoiter itself. It knows like, oh, I only have 5 now. I can only go to 300 amp. So it'll do that. But yeah, you're digging around inside that box, and there's so many things in there. You just put your finger in one wrong place, and
you're fucked.
Yeah, you're not gonna feel too good.
Yeah, he took the top off the one. So on the baby table, he took the top off of that one, and it was on because there was something that he had to do, or we had to do. There was something that was stuck in the coolant line that we couldn't just dislodge with what we normally did.
I remember that.
And so he was like, unfortunately, we have to have it on for this process. And he was like, all right, so I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to show you, like, you know, all the things that will kill you instantly. And he said that, and he pops it off, and like everything that he says is going to kill you instantly is in front of exactly where we need to go.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I trust you. I think you got this. I'm going to walk away now. If I see you laying on the floor, I'll know that there was nothing I could do. And he was like, no, that's fine. I mean, it sucks that, again, that we had to have it off or to have it on to do what we had to do. But when we blew it out, oh man, there was a fucking chunk of shit in there. It was probably like 1/4 inch thick, maybe about 1/2 inch wide, just stuck in there. And we were like,
inside the coolant line?
Yeah. I was like, how the fuck, like, does that even, he's like, well, because it's a dirty shop.
Yeah.
You know, when we open that thing up to put it in, there's just shit flying in there constantly.
I was going to say it probably happened when somebody opened the coolant bottle and something just, a piece of slag fell off the top of the box and managed to land right in it.
Yeah. And it sucked. It sucked having to clean that shit out because you're looking at it and you're just like, okay, like you're close to death. You know, like you have to get really close to these fucking things, which was not fun. Made me very nervous, and when I get nervous, you know, you shake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, oh,
yeah.
Like, okay, all I gotta do is just bump that, and it's over. But yeah, I mean, running the plasma table wasn't too bad overall. It was pretty fun. Pretty fun watching all that shit come alive, and again, being the first one in the process, and being able to change different things that made it better. Finding ways to improve it was very satisfying as well. So,
yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it is, like you said, raw steel that just comes in, and then you look on paper, you know, what it's going to be when it's done, and then watching everything go through the entire process. And you've cut all of these little tiny parts, and they go on pallets, and they get all organized by the parts guys and all that stuff. But then, you know, a month later, you're walking through the shop and you get to see this big giant truck that all of those parts have now made up.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons I liked when I was on the weekend shift, because there was nobody there. So you could just kind of walk around freely without feeling like you're in somebody's way.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. And not only that, walking through the fabrication department and just having all those fucking welders go off. Oh my God, it was blinding. Like, you turn your head to look away from that one and boom, he lights one off.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck me. You can't look at the ground because, I mean, then you're just getting it from both sides, and it was just annoying.
Yeah, I've come to the habit where I'm always walking through with a hand up.
Yep.
Blinders on.
Yep. Pretty much that's all you can do. And hope to God that there's not somebody welding. Like, when they were doing these, the dump bodies, oh God, those things fucking were horrible. Because, like, you're doing this, but that dump body's halfway in the middle of the walkway anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, he's about to weld. Fuck me. What am I going to do? I used to just try this as best as I can to go where I was going, you know, hand over my head, just looking straight at the ground.
Yeah, trying not to get your eyes burned out of your head.
Yeah, but being on the weekend, and then, you know, there's nobody there. It's me and one other guy. Crazy Dave. Oh, man. And, you know, it was pretty cool because I got to really go and, like, look, you know, my table's running in the back, and I'm, like, looking at these. I'm looking at all their boards and where they're at in their process, and shit like that. And it was just like, okay, you know, this is pretty cool. It was also cool too because like sometimes some of them would leave notes either on their boards or for me, and I'd be able to like cut their parts for them and then leave them by their workstation. And you know, I know come Monday they got it. They can just get right to work. So that was actually pretty fun. Being useful too.
Yeah.
You know, somebody needs something. Well, I'm one of the first people that they come to, which was kind of like a blessing and a curse. Remember how many times we had to go through like certain fabrication people being like, well, I want this.
Oh yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not going to get that.
We already cut you one. Where the fuck is that?
Oh, well, I broke it. God. I think one of the craziest things that I was told was somebody had broke a piece of 3/4 inch steel. I was like, how the fuck do you break that? And I saw it. It wasn't broken, but it was bent bad. I was like, this looks like you just took a hammer and was trying to get it to fit, and it didn't fit, and you fucked it up. Yeah, that's how it went. But I need another one. Well, fuck you. Like,
if you had to hit it with a 20-pound sledge and it wasn't going,
probably wasn't meant to go there.
Yeah.
God.
Maybe you try something else.
Yeah. Oh man, there was times where they would like get the blueprints wrong.
Yeah, it still happens.
That shit would crack me up.
Yeah.
Go there and it's well, I put it here. Was it meant to go there? No. The blueprint said no, but I thought it did.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Maybe you should double check before you weld out.
Yeah. Like, it's not even hard. Or just confirm it with somebody. That's one thing that's pretty cool about my the job that I'm at now is they preach quality over quantity.
Yeah.
They say, you know, if the most you can do in a day is 10 parts, but when you're rushing, you're scrapping one, that's bad. I mean, one part is $15,000. One.
Yeah.
And you got a whole cell. There's 4 people doing these all day long. And they're like, if you can do 6 consistently, and they're perfect every time, we'd rather have that than you trying to rush 10 and scrapping one every day. Because rework, boom, we're losing money. And there's not even a guarantee that we can salvage this part. But we're going to try because of how fucking expensive these are and how pure this metal is. But that doesn't mean that we're going to. So if you can get a 6 consistently perfect, all right, great. Maybe next week, try to get 7. Try to get 8. And if 8 is your magic number, that's perfect. That's fine.
Yeah, we're not doing anything, you know, near that expensive, but that's pretty much what I've started telling people because since you left, I've had pretty much a whole new workforce other than, you know, a couple people that came back, but it's the same thing. I tell people now.
Who all came back?
Well, the one we talked about earlier.
Oh, that's right, because the other one never left.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just tell people I would much rather you, even if you only do 5 parts a day, as long as they're all correct, like that's fine. Speed will come in time. Once you learn the machines, once you have a rhythm down, you know, and you've got everything figured out to where you have your goals for the day and you can just get it done, then you'll get faster. Then you'll be doing a lot more stuff. But every time, if you're doing 100 parts a day and I have to trash, you know, even a few of them or half of them or however many you screw up because you're just rushing through, then you're not doing anybody any good.
Right.
So,
like, yeah, I mean, it's a process, you know, when you're doing things, and I think a lot of it gets lost in translation, but like, if I'm just like, okay, I want you to cut this, that sounds like a simple task, but there sometimes is just so much more that goes into it, and that's what takes up the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's setup, you know, preparation, making sure all your stuff is good before you cut, you know, double checking all your measures, making sure that you're cutting the right stuff. Like, there's so many little things before you actually get to the final cut that's important, and that's what takes up time, and that's what some people just don't understand about just any everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And everything takes preparation, especially if you want to be good at it. You're not just going to jump into something and just be fucking great.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, piss poor planning equals piss poor performance.
Exactly. So, and it's like one thing too, for me, technology is a very interesting one, because some people will be like, oh my goodness, they just keep making these, and it gets newer and newer every year. And I'm just like, it's not that it just gets newer, it's that they made something new, and right after they made it, they were looking for ways to improve it. So the whole year up until that release, they were trying to improve this. It wasn't just they sat down a month ago and they were like, we're going to make this and it's going to be better. So, I mean, there's probably some people out there that can do that. I've seen some smart people in machining that'll just look at engineers' drawings and just be like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, and as well as I do, that's the biggest problem that we have with engineers is a lot of them, like they're very smart people, but a lot of them, if not all of them, have never really run the machines that make all of this stuff. So they design it. Yeah, they just design it on a computer and then they click print and it comes down to us and we're like, yeah, no, we can't make that. Well, why not? And then you explain it to them. Well, the machine can only form this type of material, with this radius and blah, blah, blah. And it's almost, sometimes it's like they just don't get it.
No, I don't think they do.
They think that because they can click a button on a screen and, make a picture of something that we can just do it. Like, no, we can't do that. I've had many of arguments with engineers about why we can't make certain things.
Oh, I've straight laughed at them before. Even when I was working under you and they'd come and they were like, can you make this? And I'm just like, yeah, but it's not going to turn out how you want it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that it can't be made. It's just, sometimes it's like they don't understand, like you said, that we don't have the equipment to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can find a laser cutter that can cut exactly what the fuck you want, exactly how you want it. Or a lathe or a mill that'll do exactly that. But depending on how much money, again, your company wants to spend, depends on the kind of stuff that you're going to get.
Yeah. Do you want to spend the $1 million or whatever for that? When we are only probably going to use it on this one part that gets made twice a year?
Yeah.
No.
Or can you just, modify the part that you made to be a little less, I guess you can say, and we can just produce that in the same way that we're doing with everything else.
Yeah.
And be fine. Even if there is something else that needs to be done, like, okay, maybe this needs to be like ground down a little bit more from what it comes off of the machine as. But yeah, I mean, some people just want a lot more than they realize can actually be obtained in that situation.
Yeah, well, and engineers fucking hate being wrong. When you try to pull up something like a mistake on a print or, just a simple little design flaw, you're like, well, I'm no engineer, but if you put this hole right here, I think that's going to cause a problem for this other thing. And they get so fucking worked up and pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, when I was working with you, that happened to me multiple times. Because it's like sometimes like when they would do like updates on trucks and like, okay, I've cut all these parts 100 plus times, seen them, I know how they fit. And then you change it. Okay, well, you've made it bigger, but you haven't compensated any of the other parts that this is going to connect to. You're going to leave gaps all over this. It's not going to leave gaps. I was like, how is it not? And then they put it together, and sure enough, Dante, we need you to cut the original one that we cut. The newer one is bad. And I was like, no shit, I told you that a month ago. Could have saved you time just fucking asking me.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people, whatever.
So after working for me, the place you went to after that, so you were a machinist there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys did a lot with what, carbon fiber type of stuff?
Graphite.
Oh yeah, graphite.
That's what we worked with. And oh my goodness,
what's it like going from working with steel to graphite?
Horrible.
Horrible.
No, it wasn't. Well, I don't know if I could really compare it because I worked with steel with plasma table, plasma cutter, and then I worked with graphite in a lathe, and in a lathe, it was not great. I mean, not only that, it was just everything was black. It turned everything black because you're cutting this, you know, in a lathe or mill or whatever. You know, your machine is moving every rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So you're cutting this graphite into just fine powder. Like if you reached your hand in the machine, got a handful of it, and went outside and opened your hand, it would just blow away. It's not gonna fall on the ground. It's just gonna carry in the wind. It's so fine. And so it was really, really dirty. You know, I'd get home, blow my nose, just black.
Yeah.
You know, I'd spit black. It was just everything.
Yeah, they didn't make you guys wear masks or anything in there? Respirators?
We did, but I mean, the masks that they gave us were not rated for the particles that were coming out of the machine. So it's like there was nothing really you could do.
Yeah, because that graphite shit's not good for you at all.
No.
It's kind of like stainless steel. When you breathe it in, it goes in and it stays. And it doesn't ever decay, or at least not in any kind of real, length of time that's
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, the job was, it was fun for probably like the first 6 or 7 months, maybe 8. You know, and I think mainly it was because it was new. So I went off of doing something for the last 4 or 5 years, and now I'm doing something new. So it was really fun to do something new, but it quickly wore off, you know, working with the people that I was working with and just how management was. It was just like, this is just fucking shit. I don't want to stay here for very long. And so, you know, not only that, they straight lied to me in my interview. They were like, yeah, we're going to teach you all these machines, you know, we want to get you trained up on this, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, cool. And then I start, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, for the first 6 months, you got to do grunt work.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, fuck you. I'll quit. Like, if you're going to tell me that right now, I'm going to quit. I'll find another job. Somebody else will take me.
Yeah, that's not what I was told.
Yeah, like, I came in here, and you told me this. Like, I understand. You know, when you're new, you'll do the grunt work for a little bit, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. If you're unlucky, maybe 6. But 6 months?
Yeah, fuck that.
And I'm hired to run a machine? You got me fucked up. And then the way that they did rotations with everybody there, you were on a machine 1 week, and then you would be off a machine for like 3 or 4 weeks doing the grunt work in the cell. And I was just like, this is fucking dumb. Like, you got a company that makes enough money to modernize how they do this, but they're still using shit from the 70s. And I'm just like, but not like manufactured shit, like Jimmy Riggs shit from the 70s, like a lunchbox with a fucking rotary in it, turn to the side, like that's what. And I'm just like, this is fucking
damn.
Like, come on, like, how much money did y'all make last year? Can you get me a good one? Like, fuck me, dude. The shit was bad.
It's something that's not going to break every 10 seconds. And
it wasn't even that it would break. I mean, it had literally one purpose. You flip a switch and it spins. It never broke down. Never saw it break down. Not even the belt break. Like, nothing. But, holy shit. Like, you'd sit in one place all day. So I went from running a plasma table, right? I'm up, I'm moving all these parts. Went from like a little mom and pop shop where I can lift like anything that I want as long as I don't hurt myself. And that's exactly what I did. You know, anything from, 5, 10 pounds to like 150, 200 pounds. Don't tell nobody. But, and going from that and being active and lifting and doing this to sitting in a chair for 10 hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to blow my fucking head off.
Fuck that.
I was like so done. Like, I was there for about a year.
When again, there's people that can do that, or that's what they're looking for. They're not active people, and they just want something cush, where they can sit all day.
And there was people there
and just mindlessly push a button or whatever. Fine, but
and there was people that were there for 30 years.
Yeah, I can do that.
And they were like, yeah, a couple of the machines have changed, but that's it. You know, all the other stuff, like, that's mainly been the same. And I'm just like, sorry, you guys are great guys, but I do not want to fucking do that. Like, sorry, I will lose my fucking mind and end up in an institution if I'm here for 30 years.
Yeah, if I'm not learning something new every day, or, you know, at least every week, even if it's just of my own, you know, intuition, like, oh, you know, these guys that do, you know, this over here and run that machine, like, how does that work?
Yeah, it was like just like the most mind-numbing stuff in the world. It wasn't even anything that like kept your mind slightly engaged.
Yeah,
at all. Like, it's essentially like you're just gonna sit here and rub on the table for 10 hours. I shit you not. Like, you're gonna think about it. Your brain's gonna find a good little pace, and then your brain's just gonna turn off. Okay, well, you still got 9 hours and 45 minutes to go.
a lot of time to listen to audiobooks and podcasts.
They didn't even let
No, for real?
Yeah, we couldn't have headphones.
Oh, geez.
So what they did is they had 2 big speakers playing over the shop, and all that entailed was like everybody would bitch about it. Oh, I don't like that music. I don't want to listen to that. Oh my goodness, he cussed. Even though we work in a machine shop where some people, every other fucking word that they say is a cuss word or something that's just something so crude that you're like, why would you even say that?
Yeah.
So unnecessary. But on the radio, he said, fuck. And you're like, this needs to be changed. All these curse words.
I can't listen to this devil music.
Yeah, literally. And I was just like, this is fucking ridiculous.
When I was in college, our instructor, he would always put it on the Christian rock station every morning. Like, that's what he would put it on. And then by lunch, somebody would change it to like Rock 94.5 or country or something like that. Usually Rock 94.5. And like, he would tolerate it for as long as he could, and then he would go change it back. And it would just every single day, all day. That's how it was. It was just a battle. He'd put it on the Christian station. Somebody would go change it, give it an hour. He'd go and change it back.
Yeah, and see, if they would have let us use headphones, which they definitely could have, where we were and what we were doing wouldn't even have been a problem. Like, we're all working pretty close, but like, hey, we don't have to talk. And if we are talking, even if we're doing our jobs, they get mad at us. Why are you guys talking? I can hear you guys talking. Bitch, all I gotta do is sit here and sand these fucking parts. I don't have to be fully focused to do this stupid fucking job.
Well, a lot of that horseshit is, you know, it's OSHA regulations that they have to follow, or else they get giant ass fines, which is dumb. I can see both sides of it. You know, like if you're one of those people who can't focus when you've got headphones on or something, or, you know, or whatever, you're trying to concentrate on something other than what you're doing. Yeah, okay. You know, there's people that trip over their own feet while they're trying to open a stick of gum. I get that, but from what I've always seen, you get a lot more productivity out of somebody who can, you know, just be in their own little world.
Exactly. Yeah. And
because we did away with headphones too recently.
Really? Just Foley?
Yep. So we're allowed to have like radios and stuff, but the usual, we got to turn them off when, you know, customers come through and stuff. But yeah, they did away with headphones too, because the mothership came down and did audio testing, and we had some guys in fab that just, even though I'm sure they were told, decided to wear like AirPods, stuff like that. Shit that's not OSHA rated, because we did that program where you could only use the OSHA rated earbuds that you could buy through the company.
And that was shortly before I left.
Yeah, and those were actually great. Like, I bought a pair, and I mean, they were just fine. I'm not an earbud guy. I hate having shit in my ears, but if I could just wear those, because they were pretty much earplugs. They had the foam, and then they only allowed the music to play up to a certain decibel level that was safe for all day hearing. Those are fucking awesome. So if everybody in the shop that day had just decided to wear those like you're supposed to, probably would have been fine. Of course, there was like 3 guys that had to ruin it for everybody.
Oh yeah, there's always the bad apples.
Yeah, so they came down and they said, nope, no more headphones, no earbuds for anybody. It's not allowed.
So what my new company does is they give you headphones, but they're not earplugs. It's weird. So they're like little speakers that just sit right on the side of your face. And it's the weirdest fucking thing. So although they don't necessarily, like, you can angle them to sit over your ears.
Yeah.
But they sit like just in front of your earlobe, like right here.
Are they the bone conducting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never had those before.
I don't like them.
I thought they were fucking weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they allow. Like, you can have these and only these. And I'm just like,
which is better than nothing.
It is. I mean, you know, what we're doing now, cutting these targets, is like, you start them and they take anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. But like, you put your earplugs in for like the sound control earplugs, and then you put those on, and that's all you're hearing. Like, it's not like they're even bad. I think they're really weird. They take some getting used to, but like, it's pretty cool. And the fact that a company that big was like, oh yeah, wear your earplugs and then put these on and you'll be fine. I was like, fuck yeah. You pay for them? Shit.
Well, yeah, because if they're bone conducting, you can still hear them just fine with earplugs in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they are rad. The technology behind them is pretty cool. But my wife she had a pair. I think she still has them. And it was like the wraparound deal.
Yeah.
And I tried them on, and just the vibration on them just made my skull feel weird, and it tickled.
Yeah.
And I could not fucking stand that.
And like I said, you know, it would take some getting used to, but like, I mean, again, it's better than nothing. And like, I think, like, again, like you said, like, the technology is pretty cool. And for me, I'm just like, all right, like, you know, I'm just sitting here all day, so I'm not really too worried about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just working, so I don't really like having earbuds in my ear either. Like, when I have them in, it's like my ears just get really oily. And
oh yeah,
everyone that I've had falls out.
Yep.
And I'm just like, ugh, I don't like that feeling, because then my ear feels really, really wet and moist, and it's like, ugh, like it's almost like I can hear how wet it is in my ear, and I'm just like, this is fucking weird. I just do not like it. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm just like, all right, this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. I'm just jamming out to some music, listening to some podcasts, and just zone out, do my job. It makes the day go by faster too, you know. But yeah,
I'll tell you what, how about we take a quick pee break and then we'll come back.
Sounds good.
I gotta piss like a fucking racehorse. And we're back. Okay, so Offside is what we were just talking about. You were talking about the Redhead Festival.
Yes, I believe it is in Ireland or Scotland.
Is this like the Testicle Festival?
I've never heard of that one.
What? You've never heard of the Testicle Festival over in Montana?
Oh, never mind. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've actually been to the bar that they do that. The Wolf Creek Lodge?
No, Wolf Creek Lodge is that's Wolf Creek on this side of the 4th of July Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, they might do one, but it's not nearly.
Oh, well, it might not be.
Yeah.
No. But yeah,
we'll look that up too.
This chick.
Is this it? Redhead Days Festival?
Yeah, where is it at?
The Netherlands?
Oh, that might not be the same one that I was.
Oh, look at all those soulless gingers.
Oh, God, I would love to go there. This is beautiful.
It's creepy.
I'd stand out. But you know what? I would love it.
Tilburg. So what do they do? What is this about?
They just celebrate redheads.
That's all it is?
That's the whole thing. I mean, they have bands and food and stuff that
festival program. 2023. What is it, 16th edition? Oh, so last year's. This is what it says. Last year's the festival. Yeah, somebody didn't proofread this. It says last year's the festival was difficult to organize. Organist. Yeah, somebody really didn't proofread this. So I'm just going to correct it as I go. Organized due to corona restrictions and lower interest in traveling in 2022. Yeah, no shit. The last couple of years has been a little hard to travel anywhere.
Shit, I'd still fight to go to that thing.
The festival was at one location, and we had about 80 activities. 2023, however, plan on having a full-blown festival once again, multiple locations, and with more than 100 activities to choose from. Ooh, what kind of activities?
Orgies.
Orgies?
I hope it's orgies.
Redhead orgies?
I would go.
I mean...
I would make beautiful black redheaded babies.
You probably would.
Probably.
Dude, I used to be way into redheads when I was younger, like they were my thing, and I learned
that they're fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, which I mean is awesome, but you also learn pretty quick that it can be a fucking curse.
I think I would go in already knowing that. I've dated one redhead. She tried to kill me, and boy.
Look at how they spelled January.
I don't know if this was actually written by an English speaker.
Well, that's true. This may be if the festival is going to be in the Netherlands, then maybe this is being translated.
It could be.
Very, very poorly, but it's still funny. What is this? Oh, here's the program. Shared breakfast, tandem tour through the city. That's kind of cool. Info tent, merchandise sale. Ooh, hand massage by, what does that say? Leona?
Oh my God, I want to go.
You're going to get some...
Tent 1. That's where
So go to tent 1 for the handy with a happy ending.
Fuck yeah.
Lecture. The power of a redhead.
Yeah, I've seen that right
so
hook.
It seriously
it's
is.
Pretty crazy.
It's what?
I said, I've seen that right hook. It's pretty crazy.
So it seriously is like just
John
a celebration of redheads, and they're like gonna hang out all culty and talk about redhead power and stuff.
They just fucking get together. I think when I first read about the festival in 2000, and I think it was like 18, it was like just thousands of people just show up and just fucking attend this. And it's just like the majority of it is just redheads. And I'm just like, fuck, man, this sounds like such a great opportunity for me to go and explore the whatever location they're holding it at this time. But holy fuck. As I got older, I found, like you said, that they can be a little crazy.
Okay, some of those redheads are pretty hot.
There's a book. There's a book where it's just like a bunch of pictures from it. You got to pay for it. I didn't pay for it, but
Is it OnlyFans?
No. Although that'd be a good thing to do. Just start an OnlyFans, go, just be like, all right, redhead festival OnlyFans.
There you go.
Well, what's it about? Well, I just try to fuck as many redheads as possible.
Yeah, it says noon to 4 is military time. Sunscreen handout and information on skin cancer.
Oh,
ooh,
my goodness.
Look at that. Was that 1 o'clock to 5? Compliment girl?
I can do that.
What the fuck is that?
Could you imagine being a plane flying over that? Holy shit. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Ooh, see, there's where it's at. 7 o'clock, pub crawl. I could do the pub crawl with a bunch of creepy redheads.
Fuck yeah. Camping too?
Ooh, camping.
Yeah, scroll back up. Yeah, look, no, right there.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Yep, camping.
Camping.
Cool.
Yeah, they're doing breakfast stuff. And
you and a bunch of redheads in the forest.
Oh, check this out. Look, 1600 is 4?
Yeah.
4 to 4:45. Cuddle session. Deep connecting by Nicole.
Fuck, man.
How deep is that connecting?
If I ever go, I will come back on your show and let you know.
You should go.
We can spend 3 hours talking about that.
You should go just so you can come back and tell me all about it.
I tried to last year. Or
Did
not
you
last
really?
year, but I think it was 2020 or 2019, and Mariah was like, if you go, I'm going to have to kill you when you come back. I was like, you can just break up with me. And she's like, nah, I would just kill you. I'd let you go. And if I had the money, I'd track you down. You wouldn't know that I was coming too, but I'd kill you.
Jesus.
I was like, okay, that's reasonable.
Oh, look. Tell us your wishes for Redhead Days 2023. Drum ritual with shaman drums. Man, they just thought of everything.
This is probably a really hippie kind of festival.
Probably. Oh, look. Scientific research on skin. That's before the sunscreen handout. Dude, that's awesome.
It's probably fun. That would just be...
What?
Yeah, go to see if you can access that.
What, like the Instagram?
Yeah, there's probably a tag on it.
Probably. Redhead Days. Oh, hello. Oh, the crowd surfing.
Oh,
See, I want to know what their set list would be. Like, are they only bringing in redheaded bands?
I don't know.
Like,
I wonder, would they discriminate there? Would they just be like, only fucking redheads can come?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, and who would that be? Like, who's? Because I mean, like bands whose
like lead men.
Yeah, like if only lead men that are redheads.
Mm.
Let's see. How about red-headed bands? Oh, top redhead artists. Christina Hendricks. Shirley Manson. Fuck yeah. She can go to that. I'd go to that festival if Shirley Manson went there. Shirley Manson's a lot. Alison Moore, Katie B, Futures Past, Heather Carolyn, and Margaret. Anne Margaret, like the old actress Anne Margaret? No way.
She did?
I don't think so. I don't know. Let's look it up. I'm pretty sure she's still alive. I don't remember hearing about her dying. Oh, yep. No,
don't go to Wikipedia.
Oh, come on. It'll tell you if they're dead or not. Doesn't say death, right?
Doesn't say death.
Yeah, it just says born. Doesn't say death.
Yeah.
So born in what year? 19...
Says her spouse died in 2017, but yeah, she's still alive.
Yeah, but she was born in 1941. She's 81 years old.
Jeez.
See, but if I remember right, last time I saw her on TV, she ages like Betty White.
Betty White wasn't bad by the time she died. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, come on.
We're going to have to cut that out of the video.
Come on, Betty White. I would have hit it just to say I did.
Oh, I would have hit it too.
All right. Testicle Festival.
So Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy who said he was telling me about how he went one year with his wife.
Really?
And like I had heard stories of it before. And I was like, yeah, how did that work out? Because I mean, it gets pretty rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so there's Testy Fest. That's in Bentonville, Arkansas. But then there's the one, and maybe it's not. Oh, there we go. Testicle Festival in Montana, no more.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So it used to be in Montana. I think I want to say it was over near Missoula or something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that one at the Wolf Creek Lodge that I went to. Yo, the bartender, she plopped down this fucking book that was probably like 4 inches thick, and it's just got a bunch of pictures of a lot of the festivals, and I'm just like, holy shit. Man, there's pictures in there. There's somebody that's got him just dangling around his neck, and there's just people just fucking eating. Mind you, a lot of these people.
Like a necklace of testicles?
Necklace of testicles.
Jesus.
And a lot of these people are naked.
Yeah.
Full blown naked. Butt fucking naked. I'm just like, bro, this looks like a great time. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, so it says, known as the craziest, most unpredictable festival in Montana, Testicle Festival. After 35 years, Testy Fest is no more, blah, blah. Oh, Rock Creek Lodge. Yeah.
Whoa. Rock Creek, not Wolf Creek.
No shit. They did that at the Rock Creek? That's actually one of our favorite places to go.
Yeah, so I had
I think it's by Twin Falls? Yeah.
It's just outside of, I think it's Kalispell.
Close. Yeah, it's pretty close to Kalispell.
Yeah. And because I had a buddy, and he actually did a little rap show there, and that's how we ended up going there. And yeah, it was fun. The bar was nice. Drinks were good. Company was good. You know, they just got a big old, not a big old plot of land, but, you know, everybody's got their campers and their tents up, and they're just all there for the party. It was pretty good. It was pretty fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it says they shut it down due to social media, lawsuits, and general liability concerns. Started in 1982. Yeah, so
5-day festival
of drinking, nudity, and testicle eating competitions. Hence the slogan. Seen on signs along I-90. Having a ball at the Testicle Festival. Featured on the Vice and travel channels. Yeah, that's freaking crazy. So the guy that I worked with, he was telling me about how him and his wife went, and in the middle of the night, like the first night they were there, Like he wakes up and he hears all this commotion. He wakes up, he's got to go take a piss, but he hears all this commotion and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" It's really bright out. It's the middle of the night. So crawls out of I think they were in a tent or something, crawls out and he starts going to walk towards the bathrooms. And in the middle of like the alleyway, because they had like all the cars and shit parked, all nice, but in the middle of the parking lot that they had in this like alleyway, these like bikers had set up like a queen size bed, just a mattress and a box spring on a frame in the middle of the fucking road. And so they're there, and he said it was these two old broads that, were not lookers by any means, but they were DTF ready to go. And it just turned into this fuck fest of like 25, 30 bikers and these two old broads just taking dick one after another. Like right there in the middle of the fucking road on this nasty old mattress.
Having a gangbang right there.
Yep. And he's like, I walked by and one of them grabbed me and was like, "Hey buddy, you want to get in on this?" He's like, "No, I just got to take a piss. I'm good. Thanks."
It's probably lucky one of them wasn't like, "Well, if you jump out the back, you can probably just piss in her when you're done."
Oh, gross.
Oh, God. And then we get into the German stuff.
There's an OnlyFans for that.
You can find that shit for free.
Right?
Yeah.
Pornhub.
It's horrible.
So what do you want to...
Dungeon porn. God, that's fucking weird.
You a big reader?
Not really.
No?
I recently had LASIK done on my eyes, right? So my eyes have been bad for my whole life. My eyes just been shot. Well, reading was really hard. Like I could do it. It just took a little bit more focus because my eyes would just go fucking wonky.
Yeah.
And when I had LASIK, right, and so they're still in their healing process. I had it in October. Well, reading with my new eyes, I guess you can say, been different.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually picked up a book and tried to like read since I've had my eyes done. I've tried to do it before, and again, it's just difficult. But I'm just kind of more of a listen to some audiobooks, but not a lot.
What kind of... Did they give you any kind of like warnings or anything like that about it? I've heard, and maybe it was just like in the old days of it, but like the LASIK, it only lasts for so long, and you can only have it done like once or twice, and then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, no, it's changed. You can have it done. So when I got it done, they told me, they were like, "All right, you have a lifetime, like, if anything else happens to your eyes, your eyesight gets worse within normal circumstances. Like pretty much as long as you don't go through like anything that's drastic with your eyes.
Staring into the sun.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it again. You come in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 10 years, and we'll do it for free.
What's that like though? Aren't you just like laying in a bed thing and they're just jamming laser beams in your eye?
So it's fucking... Oh, God. So they told me when I first went in, they were like, yeah, you don't feel much. You know how doctors lie.
Yeah, of course.
They were like, yeah, it feels just kind of like a little sting, a little bit, and then you'll be all right. And I was like, okay, that doesn't sound too bad. So I go and I get it, and the first thing they do is they slide a little tube in my eye, holds it open. And they're like, all right, your vision's going to go black. That's nothing to worry about. And I was like, the fuck do you mean my vision's going to... My eye's wide open.
You're about to be fucking blind. Don't worry. That's normal.
Yeah, literally. So they do that, and what they do is the first part of the process is they cut a flap in your eye. They cut on the... what is that?
Is that cornea?
Yeah.
The lens?
Yeah, the lens. And they cut a flap in it. And then they do the same thing to your other eye. And that shit fucking hurts. Like, not super bad, but like in the moment. Like, you know how like sometimes pain, it just hurts in the moment?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. So like just while it's happening, it just fucking hurts. And they do it to both eyes. And you're like, oh, fuck. And then they're like, all right, now we got to move you to the next machine. So they pop these things out of your eyes. And they're like, all right, now stand up and walk. I'm like, motherfucker, you just cut my eyes open. So I stand up and I open my eyes. And I was like, what the fuck? It's all gray. You can't see shit. Except, and this was the weirdest part, there's like a little bit of your peripherals like right here on the sides.
Yeah.
And you can see fine because they didn't cut there. That shit was weird. And I freaked out. And I almost started to panic. And they were like, don't worry. That's okay. It's fine. It's just a flap because it's not like connected to your eye right now.
Yeah.
There's just pretty much an air pocket that you can't see through. I was like, all right, well, would have loved a heads up.
Yeah, I would imagine only being able to see gray is because when they cut that flap, they're changing the way that the light is now coming through and hitting the receptors in the back.
Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't know how to perceive that, or like perceive the light is just perceived as gray. You can't really see any kind of depth. You can't really like see anything, which is weird, but it's not too bad. And then they make you lay down on the second table. They put a thing in your eye, keeps your eye open. And then they take a little instrument and they pull the flap back. Now, this shit was weird to me. You can kind of sort of see colors. Not depth. You're not seeing anything in like like how you normally see it. All you're seeing is colors. And so all I see is black and a red light, and that keeps going from red to green. And he's like, all right, now I need you to look at this light as much as you can. It's got an auto tracker in it, so don't worry about, like, as long as you don't move your eye drastically, it'll still used to be all right. And I'm like, okay, this should be fine. And I had Mariah take a video, but you can tell that she was like watching the process.
Yeah.
So like the video will like kind of, oh shit. She'll like veer off and then come back and veer out. And so like you can't really see the whole thing, but you can still see enough. And so in the video, you see them actually use this little instrument to peel the flap off of my eye.
Ugh.
And then you see the laser, because they have a screen, kind of like you're set up here. And one of them is just my fucking eyeball. Just my eye.
Do they give you like a souvenir DVD copy at the end?
I wish. But so they were like, all right, now I need you to stare just straight up for, my first eye was 30 seconds. Now this is how bad my eye was. This eye was 30 seconds. It was a very long 30 seconds. It was fucking, like, you can't feel it, but you can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a pain that, like, every time the laser's ticking, like, you can feel it. And then they're like, all right, you're good. And they scooped the fucking flap back over my eye and they patted down a little bit. Shit was weird. He took like a little sponge and just like rubbed it across my eye.
Oh,
that was a weird feeling. And then on my my left eye, did the same thing.
It's making my eyes hurt just listening to you talk about it.
Oh my goodness. And on my left eye, he ran it for 9 seconds. And that's how bad the difference between my eyes were.
Yeah.
And so we get done. He puts the flap back over. He puts another little like I believe it was like some kind of like adhesive to keep the flap down. Because at any point in time, if this flap comes up in your healing process, you're fucked pretty much. Like, you got to go back in and they got to fix it. And when I left, I was just like, the pain was, it was like a, like not something like let's say you just like cut your hand open. Or, It was just like that borderline something that's just gonna piss you off the longer you're feeling it. So how I described it was, it wasn't really pain. It was just like something was just trying to piss you off.
Like a shallow paper cut.
Yeah. Like you're like, it hurts, but it just hurts in a way that just pisses you off. So the whole time Mariah's like sitting there like, all right, well, we're going to go home. And I'm just like, shut up and just give me a fuck home. And they tell you like, as soon as you go home, go to bed.
Yeah.
You'll be better in the morning, which was true. The only problem was you got to get to sleep first.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep on your eyes. You can't put any pressure on your eyes.
Robitussin and DM.
Nothing. So, I took a Tylenol PM. They actually give you a Tylenol PM. They were like, all right, if you take this now, by the time you get home, you go to bed, you'll be all right. I got home and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, fuck, this is fucking just horrible. I can't I can't get comfortable, and I'm just like irritated because of how my eyes feel, and I'm just like,
Do you have to have like eye patches and shit?
not eye patches. They actually just give you a pair of glasses, like a pair of sunglasses to put on.
Yeah.
And one thing that was absolutely fucking horrible was while Mariah was driving, the sun had reflected off of something and hit my eyes.
Ooh.
And that shit was like getting flashbang. Like, vision went white. Couldn't see anything for a couple of seconds. And it hurt. It hurt so much. I was just like, oh my goodness. So I get home and I'm laying down and I'm just like tossing and turning, trying to get into a comfortable position to where my eyes are still fine, but I'm not like going to potentially roll over on them, which was hard. And then I finally fall asleep.
Do you just have to sleep on your back for however long?
Yeah, which I usually do, but I tend to move, like toss and turn a lot.
Yeah.
And I fall asleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fall asleep, wake up at like 11, and then like after that, my eyes were fine. Little sting when I would like do certain things, like if I like blinked too hard, or like something got in my eye, and I just kind of was like, ooh, squeezed my eyes, and it would fucking hurt. But the next day, so I was up for a couple hours, and then I went back to sleep, and then the next day, my eyes were fine. Like, they were like, you can see right after it's done, which is weird. So they're like, yeah, once the laser hits your eye, you're fine. You can see. What you're waiting to heal is the your lens.
Yeah, the flap they cut.
And so because that kind of dictates how your eye is perceiving things, that's like why they're so adamant about like, do not touch your eye.
Yeah.
Like, your eyes will water a lot, but do not put anything on your eye. You're just going to wipe under it, or you're going to wipe on the side of it. Do not put any pressure on your eye, or else you'll lift the flap. And I was like, all right. So,
yeah, the eyeball is one of the quickest healing parts of the body, thankfully. Eyeball and
if it can heal, though, that's also one of the things that,
your mouth too.
That sucks is like if it's damaged to a certain point, it can't heal.
Yeah.
And it won't regenerate, which is why they're so adamant about like, once it's done, you have to wait like a week before you can apply any pressure to your eye. And they're like, after that, just kind of every week, just a little bit more and more, and you'll be okay. And so the next day, or a couple days had passed, and I had stayed inside because the sun was just fucking blinding.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was like, yeah, we should go to a pumpkin patch after your thing. And I was like, fuck no.
Fuck that.
It's like,
you want me to go in the sun? Are you mad?
yeah, I was like, why the hell would I go stand in a pumpkin patch with no shade whatsoever after I just got my fucking eyes cut open? Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay home. Sorry. I love you, but.
I used to work with a guy who was walking through his garage one day, and he had a welder set up and everything like that, and he had a spool of welding wire sitting up on a shelf that was over by the door that led into the kitchen, in and out of the house. And he just happened to be walking by it, and there was a piece of the wire that was sticking off, and it was right at eye level. Walked straight into it, and the wire just went bloop, right into his side of his fucking eyeball. And he was freaking out like, fuck. Is it like a knife? You know, do I pull it in or pull it out or leave it in? And like he said, thankfully he had left his pair of wire cutters right there next to the spool. So he just took the wire cutters, clipped it off like 2 inches from his face, jumped in the truck, drove himself to the fucking hospital with it sticking out of his eye.
Gosh.
Like he said that he showed up and they were like, oh shit, yeah, let's get that taken care of. Fucking, they just pulled it out, gave him an eye patch, like little bandage thing to put over it, and then for I think it's like a week or something, you had to wear that.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun having that done, but what I got out of it was really cool. It took a couple weeks, so I went outside after like 4 or 5 days, and I'm like trying to like look at this stuff that I've usually seen just
Mhm.
fine. You know, my glasses on, and you can see textures. I can't see shit. I can't read. I can barely read the stop sign. I can't read the street sign. There's a little thing that says, you know, slow down 5 mile an hour. I can't read that.
Mhm.
I know what it says, and I know that I can't read it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I get hella worried. And like a lot of the textures that I was used to seeing, I couldn't see them. And I didn't notice it while I was inside, but like I could not really see textures. Like when you look at a brick house, you know how you can see the brick texture?
Yeah.
Well, there's a brick house right across from me. Couldn't see it. I'm used to seeing the texture. I know what it looks like. Again, I've looked at it for years. Couldn't see it. I was pissed.
That was just temporary though, right?
Yeah, it was just temporary,
Yeah.
but I was just fucking pissed. Because, I mean, they tell you. They're like, yeah, once it's done, you should be able to see just fine.
Mm.
Be a little blurry, a little gray, whatever. And I was just like, I can't read anything. Like I had my phone on like zero dimness, you know, or brightness, and so like everything was dim. But I wasn't really like looking at my phone or anything. I was just resting.
Mm.
And yeah, it was just weird. I couldn't see anything. And I walked back inside and I'm just like pissed, and my girlfriend's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I can't fucking see shit. I can't read shit." And I'm upset because it's like there is complications that can go wrong, of course. And for whatever reason, my mind was like, this might be a complication. And I'm just scared out of my fucking mind. And then I have my follow-up appointment. They're like, oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I was like, yeah, it'll take a minute before you were able to identify textures and be able to see where you were at before. And then from there, you'll just keep, getting better and better and improving. And I was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. I'm a little skeptical at this point because, it's been a week and I can barely read any fucking thing. Can't see anything. I can barely see the texture on the concrete that I'm walking out when I'm walking out of here. And they're like, yeah, no, you'll be all right. Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was like 6 or 7 and I got my first pair of glasses. And like it's kind of like frogging a hot plate. You lose your eyesight so subtly over time, that you don't notice.
Mm-mm.
And then I think I got an eye test at school or something. I don't remember what it was about. They were like, yeah, they told my mom he might need glasses. And because I had trouble reading too. And so we went to the eye doctor, got tested, and he's like, oh, yep, his eyes are fucked. So I got my first pair of glasses, and it was weird because as soon as he put them on my face, turned, and I look out the window, and I could actually make out like individual leaves on the tree. And that was crazy. I was like, oh, shit.
It's a trip. I mean, I remember when I got my first pair of glasses. No, I don't. That's a lie. I got so many fucking pairs of glasses. I used to break them all the time, or I'd just half-ass wear them, and like it is different. My thing was, so when I was running the plasma table, and I was there for a couple of years, and I hadn't gotten a new pair of glasses, and like you said, like it goes out so subtly that you don't really notice it. Well, when I had gotten my glasses, my new glasses, I was just like in shock. I was like, what the fuck? Like, the thing that tripped me out the most was when I looked at the sky. I looked at clouds and I was just like, bro, this looks fake. Like, this looks so good that it looks fake, and I don't know how
you're in a simulation
to feel about it. Yeah, I was like, oh, great. There's a the Matrix is glitching out. And that was probably one of the times that, like, I noticed a big significant difference in my vision. Is like when you get a new pair of glasses, that plasma fucked my eyes up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it fucks mine up too.
And then I got astigmatisms in both my eyes.
Yep.
Really bad. And they were telling me, they were like, if you would have waited like another couple of years, 5 years maybe, we wouldn't have been able to do this for you. And I was like, well, thank God I came today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to catch it before it gets too bad.
Yeah. which sucks. I mean, it's still improving technology and stuff, but it does. I was talking with somebody when I was at Rite Aid, and I was telling him I was just about to get it, and he was like, I tried to get it when I was like 65 or something. They told me it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, yeah. I was pretty close to that. My stigmatisms made it, what they said, difficult for them, but it works.
That whole procedure reminds me of, have you ever seen Clockwork Orange?
No.
You never seen this? It's a good it's an old ass movie. It's really good though. But the end of it, so he's like, he's just this fucking, it's like old London basically, but it's kind of futuristic, retro futuristic.
Okay.
And he's just, him and a bunch of his friends are just fucking thugs. And they finally get caught. And then when he's in prison, they put him through this new program called the Ludovico technique, where they clamp your eyes open and they sit you in this movie theater in front of a screen, and they just play all kinds of fucked up shit with music in the background and stuff. And they're just trying to like program you into not being violent and stuff anymore. And it's fucked up.
It was the next day, brothers.
So they got him all fucking clamped open. Dude's just standing there like putting eye drops in his eyes.
It's kind of like how they had me.
Yeah, right? Isn't that fucked up? Ultra violence. The shitty thing though is that he loves classical music, so like Beethoven and shit was his favorite. That's what he listened to all the time, and that's the stuff that they were playing in the background.
It was Ludwig van, Ninth Symphony, Fourth Movement.
So they pretty much ruined Beethoven for him. And he knew that's what was going to happen.
Sin? What's all this about sin? Using Ludwig van like that, he did no harm to anyone. Beethoven just wrote music.
Are you referring to the background score?
Yes!
You've heard Beethoven before?
Yes! So you're keen on music?
When I was in college, my girlfriend at the time, her aunt lived in Spokane, and it was costing me, because I had this big ass Ford conversion van, it was costing me like $400 a month, if not more, to drive over the pass every day to go to NIC. So I ended up moving in with her aunt. I was living in her basement for probably like 6 months until I saved up some money to buy a car. And all I had was my computer and like a handful of DVDs. And this was one of the ones that I had. And the other one was Scarface.
Oh.
So I don't know what that might have done to me like at night, sleeping with shit like that on. But pretty much this movie and Scarface I would have on all the time while I was trying to sleep. This whole movie is fucked up, dude.
I see them. It's wrong.
They go to like these, they're milk bars, and it's kind of like Chinatown, 1930s, 40s, like opium dens type of deal. But everybody goes, and you just sit down, and they have it looks like a glass of milk, but it's all drugs. So everybody's just sitting there drinking their milk, and all the statues and shit are all, what would you call it? It's like a retro futuristic, ultra modernesque, like kind of like abstract art.
Mm-hmm.
So they have all these statues, like the coffee table. It's basically a statue of a naked chick that's doing like the bridge, like gymnastics. It's leaning all the way back, but on all fours.
Right.
And then like it's just a big plate of glass that's supported by her tits and her knees. It's a pretty fucking cool table. I would totally buy one, but
Yeah, it's gonna be like fucking 50 grand for that motherfucker, but it's an elegant piece to have in the family room.
It is. Yeah. It really ties the room together. Yeah, it's a great fucking movie.
I might have to give it a watch. I like watching weird shit with Mariah.
Yeah.
Fucking cracks me up. So what I had her watch you remember the old the Wayne's movies, the scary movies?
Oh, yeah.
She's never seen one of those before.
She's never seen him?
No,
They're fucking classic.
I had her watch them, and she was like, she went in like that kind of comedy. She just like always like kind of was like ugh, and we start watching it. She starts fucking laughing. I was like, these things are great. These are works of art. She's like, no, they're fucking horrible.
Oh, come on.
I was like, no, they're not that bad. They're great. You know you like it. She's like, no, I hate it. And I was like, but it's because it's so stupid that it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's not great, but it's fucking hilarious. And I think I was able to get her to watch 1, 2, and 3 or 4.
There's like fucking 6 of them now or something.
Yeah, after the 4th one, that's when it got bad because they changed the whole cast.
What? How do you change the whole cast? It's the Wayans brothers. Like, all of them.
The last 2. So in 5, and I don't know if they have. Do they have a 6?
Fuck, I don't know. I think they do.
Because it was so, like the Wayans were in 1, 2, and then that was it. And then Anna Faris,
Yeah.
was in 2 and 4, or
Oh, there's 5.
was in 3 and 4. You know, they kept like Regina Hill, and I think there was another one that they kept. But then in 5 they changed the like the main crew around, and I was like, yeah. I watched it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't on the same level as the other ones.
Yeah, you can't change cast in the middle of a fucking series. It ruins it.
Yeah.
And so many people try to do it. This is it's my favorite part. The whole Yahtzee deal.
Yeah, take
Cody?
This has to be what? The 3rd one?
Yeah.
Cody and I were playing a fun game, and then I looked down and Yahtzee!
Oh fuck. So fucking funny. It was the second one, and the basketball skit. You remember the old? I think it was the Nike or the Reebok one,
I think so, yeah.
and then they redid it in the second one. That used to be like that used to just make me laugh all the fucking time. I just thought it was so fucking hilarious.
Scary movie basketball. Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking look at Marlon's hair.
So funny.
Oh yeah, weren't they at a haunted house or some shit?
Yeah. And that Nike, it was Nike, the Nike commercial that just came out.
Yeah.
And they just did this spoof on this.
I remember that old Nike commercial too. Fuck, when did this come out?
2000 and like
Yeah, even the guy in
3
the
or
wheelchair.
4. This is so funny.
Now they're just dancing. Oh god, I hate the sound of tennis shoes on a basketball court.
Oh yeah, it's
Dude,
horrible.
So I think it was the Hoop Fest commercials that they play on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, the commercial that they did, almost the whole thing through had screeching shoes in the background. And the first day that I heard it on the radio, I was on my way to work, and it freaked me out. I almost pulled over because I thought my truck was fucked up because all I kept hearing was this squeaking noise. I'm like, shit, like I thought a belt was broke or something.
Right.
And then it took me a minute and I realized it was the fucking radio. So I just turned it off. And then ever since, every time the damn commercial would come on, it was like nails on a chalkboard. It just
Yeah.
irritated me more than anything on the planet.
It's not a great sound. Even when I was playing basketball and, you'd hear it, I'd just be like, ugh. Just stop it. You're not that good. You don't get to you don't deserve to have your fucking boots screeching on the floor. Fuck out of here. And then in high school, people would just do that shit for fun. And they just take their shoe and they just drag it and just the longest just.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your fucking shoes.
Yeah, I just called those dickheads.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Shut
would,
your fucking shoes up.
I would go and unlock their legs for them. Boom! Right in the back of the leg. Oh god! I was like, stop it! It's not a great sound. Like, it's worse. Or it's bad enough when it's just like a split second sound, but when you're doing it for like 10 seconds straight, just dragging your foot across the floor, it's horrible. It makes me hate you.
Yeah, that's when you should get a dodgeball in the face.
Yeah, I miss dodgeball. I wouldn't play it as an adult.
Oh, fuck no. People hit too hard, and then it takes too long to heal.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
You get hit in the face and have to go to work with a black eye and try to explain, why you have a black eye and you don't have a cool story.
My wife beat me.
That's better than I get hit in the face with a dodgeball.
Yeah, I took a rubber ball to the face, and now I'm going to look like this for the next 3 weeks. Dodgeball was so fun. I kept hearing things that they were like banning it in some schools.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Like, I was like, what? Like, the whole point is to not get hit. So if people are getting injured, that means that they're not fucking moving.
Well, yeah, but the issue is violence. They're just trying to...
Dodgeball is violence now.
Yeah, anything that has to do with hitting is violence. Even if it's just contact sport.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would lodge those things between my hand and my forearm, and I would launch those fucking things. Like, I left welts. Don't get me wrong. It was bad. There was a lot of violence in those throws. However, you shouldn't take that out of school.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to learn how to lose and that sometimes you get hurt.
It's important to learn how to get the fuck out of the way.
Well, that too.
Yeah, I left so many welts on people. My thing was, so girls, I would fucking just, you throw it that hard at a dude and he's going to try to catch her. He's going to dodge it. But like when you're in the heat of the moment, and you throw that thing with just the intent to kill somebody and you hit a poor girl in the face and you're just like, we all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Yeah. Oh God, it was horrible. It's just big old red, like you can see all the lines on the dodgeball on the ball in her face and you're just like, ooh.
Leaves a perfect imprint.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Speaking of balls and getting out of the way, what's your take on Tom Brady?
Oh, the fact that he just got a divorce over football?
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Fucking loser?
Yeah. Like, he retired, and then he didn't retire.
Yeah, he retired for like a month.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh no, I'm not going to retire. And I was like, dude, come on. Like, why would you not, like, what else? Why? Why even keep playing? Like, you're fine. You already got your wife that's on the ropes about staying with you if you're going to play another season.
Yeah.
Like, you have a beautiful family. You got money. You got what else do you need? You got what? He had 5 rings? 6?
I believe he has 6.
Yeah. Like, what else were you playing for? There comes a time, and especially, you just won his one with the Bucks. The Buccaneers, right?
Yeah, he's with the Bucks.
Like,
for now.
At that point, like, just go. Like, you've already proven that you're a good player. Like, he's good. He's great. Whatever. I don't really watch football a whole lot. But it's like, okay, he won 5 rings with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, okay, everybody was like, oh, the only reason he's winning is because he's been at the same team. Like, okay, first of all, that's loyalty. He's been loyal to the Patriots for a long time. That's not a bad thing. He's won 5 rings with this team because he stayed with these people. He's worked with these people, all these people that are coming in and coming out. And he's created a great team, a team that's built to win. And then it's like when he left, went to the Buccaneers, and then won. I was like, okay, so you've already proven the point that is you're that good.
Yeah. Yeah. I never even thought of that till you just said that, but it's interesting that he won all of those rings with the Patriots and then left and then came back to the Bucs and then won again. So it's basically kind of proving to himself like, oh yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
you tailored all those guys perfectly.
Yeah.
Like-
I could see him, you know, you get old and I imagine things go through your head where you're kind of like, you know, you don't want to give something up. I could see him coming back for the 1 year and doing it just for that purpose, to prove to himself, like,
Right.
you know, am I really that good? Blah, blah, blah.
He would have been fine.
Yeah.
He would have had his wife. He would have had his kids.
Well, see,
She wouldn't have taken 75% of all the fucking shit that he has.
Well, no, as far as I know, she didn't, because they had an ironclad prenup when they got together.
Oh.
So I think she took their,
Smart man right there.
yeah, right. She took their house in Costa Rica, and then he kept the house in Tampa Bay. And they just, you know, I mean, amicably, if you can say the word fucking amicable. I mean, any divorce is people who don't want to be together anymore. I don't know why they say it's an amicable divorce.
Yeah.
It just means you're not trying to claw each other's fucking eyes out. But yeah, it was I mean, everything that I've read, it's decent. You know, they're not mad at each other. And even she said, on her Facebook or whatever, like, you know, he's got to do his own thing, but I'm gonna do my own thing. You know, she doesn't harbor any ill will toward him, but
Well, I mean, she's the model, right?
yeah,
So it's like she's already got her own shit.
yeah. Well, supposedly her net worth is like 400 million compared to his 245 million. So she actually has more money than he does.
That's probably why she didn't take nothing.
Probably, yeah, right. She didn't fucking need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. Like, I get what she's saying, and she's saying pretty much that she wants him to be around for the kids. Like, she doesn't, like you said, he doesn't need to go out and do any more shit. He doesn't need to prove anything else. Okay, you had your 1 year, and then she was probably like, look, you had your 1 year, and now it's time to come home and be done.
Right.
And so for her, it's about him being there for the kids, and she doesn't want him to get so beat up that by the time he does retire and they're, you know, older and they can just be together, that he can't do anything.
He's a fucking retard. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
I get it from her perspective, but so many people are bagging on him, you know, about doing it. And at the same time, I see his perspective, which is he's doing his thing. It's his football, his dream, and he's fucking going after it. He's doing his fucking thing.
Well, fuck. How old is he? Like 35? 30-something years old?
He's 40-something now.
40-something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, how old is he? I think he's 45. How
like
old
I understand
is
still wanting to be involved,
Tom Brady?
but
Yeah, well, he was
45, yeah. So,
so he was supposed to finish out this year, I think.
mhm.
And then they were talking about he was going to take a spot with Fox, I believe, and he was just going to become a commentator and work in the booth. When
Great.
Yeah, and of course now after the divorce and everything, he's basically like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not retiring. I'm going to play until I'm dead, pretty much.
Hmm.
But there's also rumor too, you know, and who knows if it's true, that they already had like issues and he kind of knew that she was on her way out the door, and that's why he decided to unretire and come back. And that's why he's been sticking to his guns, because, you know, he knew that she wasn't going to stick around.
And I mean, you know, those things that are done in private, I mean, that definitely could be. I mean, if you're in a relationship and you already know it's going to shit, and the whole reason you're going to stop doing something that you love is to save the relationship, but it's still going to go to shit, I mean, why stop?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it does suck to say, but I mean, if you already know it's going to go downhill, no matter what it is that you're going to do, why give up something else you love? I mean, you're not gaining anything from it at that point. It'd be different if he was like, you know, all right, I'm going to stop so that I can be with my wife. But if he's like, I'm going to stop and my wife's still going to leave me, well, why would you leave?
Yeah.
You just keep going at that point. So, I mean, it makes sense. But poor guy.
Yeah,
So
I see
sorry.
it both ways. I see why she's upset with him, but I also get why, he doesn't want to just quit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that shit that he said about what playing is like being deported in the military or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like,
He was
oh, fucking hey.
liking it to the military. And there's a lot of people that get pissed off about that.
Yeah, I was pissed too.
Yeah.
I've never even been in the military, but I was like, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
dude.
It is not the same as being in combat, dickhead.
Yeah, not only that, those motherfuckers don't make as much as you.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I have a lot more people in the military if they did.
Yeah, no shit, right?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Fucking big old baby. So I have people that are in the military on my Facebook, and so many of them were like, huh, I wonder what it was like serving with Tom Brady. Like, probably shit. That's what. Yeah. God. I just kind of laughed at it. I just laughed at it because I was just like, there's so many other things that you could have compared it to.
Yeah.
Granted, anybody would have been mad no matter what. Like, if he was like, it's like working in a mine being shipped off. Everybody, people would have been mad about that too.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the military.
practices are so difficult, and going out onto a nice grassy field and one day a week,
Yeah.
maybe two, getting beat up a little bit. That's so hard, especially when you're getting paid, $300 million.
So horrible. Oh my gosh.
Then again, what do we know? Maybe it is hard. And those guys are getting torn up.
I mean, yeah, it is very physically demanding.
Yeah.
But
Well, and looking at how the Bucks are doing right now, you could attribute a lot of that to the fact that so many of their, team members are fucking injured. A lot of them are on the injured roster right now and can't play. So there's a lot of rookies that he's throwing to and shit like that. So, I mean, yeah, you could argue, well, Tom Brady's trying to do his best, but, nobody's there catching the fucking ball. They're not running their routes right, and blah, blah, blah.
right.
Like, okay.
I've seen that the last couple of years, man. The injuries have just been going through the roof
Yeah.
in football. I'm just like, I don't really watch football a whole lot. I'll go through and watch games, like highlights and shit. And just, okay, this team won, that team won, whatever. But fuck. You watch the highlights and like a lot of it is just when somebody was getting injured. I'm just like, fuck,
Nope.
dude.
Did you catch what happened to Tua?
Yeah, that's my team.
Miami?
Miami, yeah.
For
I
real?
like the colors. And I
Yeah.
like Dolphins. They're so great. But yeah, no,
Yeah, that was fucked up when he
Bro.
took that hit.
I was pissed off that they let him continue.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
And I was just like that's something that somebody should get sued over. Like, honestly, because it's like, that was already bad. Like, when the video that I saw where, it shows his fingers, like his hands wigging out.
Yeah.
I'm just
Like
like,
his
if
fingers were all like tensed up and shit and
he's
curled
just
over.
Fucking, I'm just like, okay, if somebody's doing that,
Yeah.
that's a brain injury.
Yeah. And then they were going to let him come out again and stopped like just before the play started. And they're like, no, wait. Come back in.
Well, even, yeah, and then they let him play in, the next game? And then he got just fucked up again.
Yeah.
It was just fucking horrible. I watched him take one of those hits, and I was just like, he should be out. He shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. Well, and they have people at the stadiums, and that's all they do is they just sit with like binoculars and shit, and they just watch the players, especially after they take a big hit like that. And they're just watching. And if they notice anything out of the ordinary, like if a guy stumbles after he gets up or something, then they'll say, like, "Oh, hey, number 34, we need to check him."
Right.
Like, how the fuck did you miss that?
Yeah.
Somebody went to take a shit.
I don't know if maybe he pissed somebody off, and they were just like, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah, that was a bad fucking hit.
Poor guy. I mean, I hope he.
Well, and then right after that, because of that hit, though, they went pretty hard on sacking. So anybody that's going towards the QB, they're watching like hawks now. And it's funny because right after that was the like the next Bucks game or something, and so every time someone even touched Brady, they were getting called for unnecessary roughness and roughing the passer and shit like that. And everybody's getting all mad because they're like, "Oh, well, it's fucking Brady. You're golden boy. Of course you're gonna fucking call him." Blah 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 blah. It's like, well, I mean, It's probably half of that, but the other half is Tua just got fucked up. And so
Yeah.
now they're looking at it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, even when I played football in high school, I mean, some of those people get hit fucking hard.
Yeah.
They do. And I mean, you got somebody like Brady that's played since high school, college to now.
Yeah, he's been in the game, what, like 20 some years?
Yeah, like those are a lot of big hits.
Who's that? I was just looking, or they just showed it the other day on one of the games. Who was the oldest NFL player? I can't remember his name. Oldest NFL to ever play in the league.
Tom Brady.
No,
Colts.
close. He's well on his way. Oh yeah, George Blanda, Chicago Bears. Played until he was 48 years old.
So Brady's only what?
45.
years?
Yes,
3
he's
years
got
from now?
3 more years until he'll hit that mark. But he'd have to go until he's 49.
Yeah, and then you just
Adam Vinatieri was the next one, and he played till he was 47. I'm 37, and I wake up most mornings just snap, crackle, pop, fucking
Yeah.
Rice Krispies getting out of bed. I could not imagine being 48 years old and getting hammered by like fucking DK Metcalf.
yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with conditioning. I mean,
DK's
I've-
not a tackler, but still.
I've read there's people bigger than him that fucking
Yeah.
God.
Dude, he's a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot. I want to say he's like 6'6", something like that. I think 235, 240. But his reach is like, usually your reach is your height from fingertip to fingertip stretched out. His is almost 7 feet. So he's just got these big ass fucking arms, dude. Like anything flies in front of him.
ape hangers.
Ape fingers. But like he's running down the field and he just sticks an arm out, and no matter who it is, they ain't fucking touching him.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I would not want to be on a field with that guy. He would fucking pummel my ass.
even if you think about it, like a lot of these people, they're conditioned for that. Their bodies are conditioned for that.
Yeah.
However, a lot of those people, they retire. Not a lot, but some of them, they still end up fucked up in their 50s. It's
Yep.
like once their body rests and gets out of that conditioning, it's like everything catches up with you, which is sad. Watching some of these people end up fucked up like that, like physically fucked up. I can't think of his name. There was a quarterback that ended up like that, but he was an older player. I think it was like early or late 2000s that he happened.
Well, it's been a lot of them recently. At least that's what it seems like.
I haven't seen
Football
any
players
recent
and
ones, but
football players in general, just it seems like a lot of them from even the 90s and the early 2000s or something, that were big back then, and they're either retired now or they're getting close to retirement, or maybe it's just because they're showing it more, in the media. But like CTE is rampant and just slowly creeping up on people.
And I think like he was the one that really stuck with me, I guess. Like he might have been like one of the first ones that I seen before I started playing, and so seeing that was just devastating. Like, okay, so you can play this game your whole life, earn all that money, and then by the time you're 50, 60 years old, just end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
That does not seem as fun as it sounds to play the game for, 10, 15 years, 20 years, and then end up like that. That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like there's an old show called Amazing Stories, I think it was, and it might have been an older show than that, but there's one of the stories was this guy who worked at a bank, and he was a total bookworm, and so he never got anything done. He was always in the back with his nose in a book, just some old dude with glasses that just loved to read. So he was always getting in trouble because he was never doing what he's supposed to. He's always somewhere reading. And then he wakes up one morning and there's nobody else around. Like everyone in the world had disappeared and it's just him. And so and I'm probably paraphrasing and totally getting this wrong, but this is what I remember of it. He ends up in the bank vault and he gets stuck in there, but he's got all of his books. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, fuck it, whatever. There's no people around. I don't have to work anymore. It's just me and my books. And then he like sneezes or something and his glasses fall off of his face. And then when he's trying to find him, he steps on him and breaks him. So kind of in a similar fashion, right? You play for how many years, you make all this money, and then you can't really do anything with it because now you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Same as that guy, had all of his books and all the time in the world to read, broke his glasses, and now he's fucked.
Yeah, that just seems kind of like the almost like the devil's trade,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll give you everything you want.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take what I want at any given moment.
Well, that's why I think Gronk is fucking smart. Because that last year, when he came in with Brady, because Brady talked him into coming on for one more year with him, he ended up getting hurt quite a bit. And so he retired, went back into retirement. He's like, nope, I'm done. The cool thing about that was, like, all the games that he was playing, I remember it was one of the last games, and they were going to take Gronk out. And I think what happened was Brady told them no, he needed to stay in for a couple more plays to get his yardage so that he could get his next bonus. And so Brady told them, like, no, you fucking put Gronk back in and let him play for a couple more plays. I'll get the ball to him. He'll get his yardage. And so he stuck up for him, and that was cool. But Gronk was smart enough this year to be like, no, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
Like, listen, I'm fucked up. I don't want to be more fucked up.
Yeah. I didn't even know that fucking Brady wears a leg brace now when he's playing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't either.
It was one of the last games I was watching. He took a pretty decent hit, and they sacked his ass right into the ground. And one side, the bracket that was on his knee brace, like, caught into the dirt, and it ripped his pants, and the whole thing fucking bent backwards. So he gets up and he's hobbling back over towards the sideline. He was fine. It didn't hurt his leg, but you could see like the brace was all hanging out and bent, fucked up. And I was like, what the hell is that? And he pulls his pant leg up and just starts undoing the straps and everything. Jeez. I was like, fucking Brady's wearing a leg brace and he's still out there?
Yeah, that's fucking all right. They just let anybody play this time.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I think at that point you should be thinking, maybe it's time to quit.
Right? Like,
maybe.
Like, become an instructor or coach, or try to fucking just, like, try to become a head coach of your own fucking team. Like, there's so many things you could try to do at that point. Like, okay, you're already a well-respected player. How can you capitalize on that? Okay, well, what's the next thing? Like, I mean, what? So, like, in, one of the big ones was so The Undertaker in the WWE.
Oh yeah.
He recently just finally fucking retired.
For real?
Yeah. And
that's probably
what
a good
he
idea.
did was he became an instructor. It's like, okay, Brady can do the same fucking thing.
So he works at like wrestling school?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that'd be dope. Imagine watching him just to be trained by him to be the next him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. But yeah, I mean, you can still do more without having to be on the field and risking yourself.
Yeah. Well, he already had that gig set up to be an announcer. I mean, those guys make fucking bank. You know, like you could still do that. Plus, you put on top of that merchandising deals and fucking anything that wants to use your name and all that.
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably retire his number. So
yeah,
it's like,
right. So quit while you're ahead, while that name is still good.
Yeah.
Don't keep going and trash it because you either get old or fucked up and just can't keep playing. You know, like this season, he's not doing so great. And if he keeps fucking going down that route, they're already talking about either, I don't think trade, well, no, I did see something that was probably just rumor about trading him. I don't think that'll happen, but they were talking about starting to bench him more and maybe not make him, first string. Like they were talking about bringing out the rookie to see how he could do.
That'd be...
Personally, I'm not a big fan of Todd Bowles though either. Like I think it's shitty that Bruce Arians isn't in charge.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, it's a team. It's a conglomeration of everybody doing their job. So I think all the shit that Brady's been through, it's probably not a good idea for him to keep going. I think at this point he should just cash in his chips and just say, yeah, I had a good fucking run, and just be done with it.
I mean,
let somebody else have the limelight.
And if you don't want to be a fucking, an announcer or one of the analytics people or whatever, like, find something that you can do that you'll still enjoy. Because, I mean, if he does become one of the, the talk show people, it's not to say he's going to like it. He might make bank, but doesn't mean he's going to like it. And then, then what? At that point, has he already, he signed his contract. He's got to do it for however fucking long. Like, at that point, did he lose, does he lose his possibility of doing something else closer to the field that he might want to, or is he stuck at that desk staring at those fucking cameras all day?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, and at some point you have to be done, like in something like that, because it can't last forever. Because eventually you're gonna get so fucked up that you just can't even play anymore, or you lose the spirit of the game, something.
Yeah.
So it can't go on forever. So whether or not you like staring at the TV screens and idle chatter about, last week's game, I mean, fucking make the best of it. At least you're still involved in the game, which you love.
Right. Man, like I said, he's got options.
Yeah.
Whichever one he wants to do. I mean, if he wants to play until, somebody hits him so hard that he's done and out of the... Let him play. I mean, fuck. I mean, it ain't my life. I ain't making that money.
Yeah, I think there's Daniel Tosh has a joke about, like, why force people to retire? Fuck it, let them play until they're 80 if they want to. Get some geriatrics out there and make the game more interesting.
Like, if they can, fuck it. Like, I'm sorry, but there's an area. It's like an area where, like, I'll probably think, okay, he's too fucking old to play. And then right after that area, I respect that motherfucker more for being able to play at that age. And I think Tom Brady is coming up on he's too old to fucking play. But will he play through that to the point where he gets more respect for being able to? I mean, depends on how good he does.
I'm sure he'll try.
Yeah, he can talk to some more people and just be like, listen, there's no more tackling the QB in football. We're just going to do away with that. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's save everybody.
Or there's no more tackling Tom Brady anymore.
Like, yeah, like if he can hit that button that's like 10 yards or whatever behind me before I throw the ball, okay, that counts as a sack. We'll just do it like that. That's how we'll do it from now on.
They just put a fucking Staples easy button on a little podium, like 10 yards behind him.
Yeah,
or 5 yards behind him.
If he can get there, he's fine.
Yeah, you got to get past the blockers. You got to run past Brady and hit the easy button.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, damn it.
It's like, oh, fuck, I was about to throw it. I threw it before he finished the word. That's fair. That's in. Yeah.
Then confetti falls from the ceiling in the stadium and fucking EDM music starts playing.
And somebody just fucking put the remix to "That Was Easy."
Brady's just pissed off, drops the football. Fuck it, you guys! You got to block!
Yeah. Where were you guys?
He hit the button again. I can't. Now we got to wait 20 minutes while they sweep up all this paper.
I'm waiting for a strong gust of wind to come through, blow it all down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Football is... I don't know. I found that as of recently, I've kind of been becoming less and less interested in it.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah. I feel like it's made a very hard political turn, and
yeah.
Now I'm just like, okay, I'm done. There's no need for me to sit here and listen to this bullshit. Like, I'm trying to watch football.
My brother,
not politics. Fuck this.
Right. My brother's been a hardcore football fan for forever. And this last year and the year before, actually, no, what was it, 2020, 2021, when nobody was allowed to be in the stadiums and they were just playing to fake audience noise, shit like that. He's been boycotting them pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
Which I get, but I've only newly gotten into football, like within the last, I don't know, probably 2-3 years. Yeah, I didn't watch too many games before that. Usually just the Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much where I'm at too.
Yeah, but the older I get, a lot more of my friends are into football and stuff like that.
Yeah, every fucking buddy.
Yeah.
God. Like, I know I've worked with people that can name every fucking person on the roster. The whole fucking roster. Everybody's fucking roster. Like, the backups, the training squads. And I'm just like, fuck, dude. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not interested in how big everybody's fucking jockstrap is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you know the length of everybody's cock, but I don't want to fucking... Listen, I'm not that into it. All I care about is how far he ran. Don't care what his name is. How far did he run, and did he get a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yes? Cool. No? He's fucking horrible. That's how I view it. Like, fuck. I used to make fun of him because he'd, like, start going off and talking about it, and I'd just be like, he's going to tell you how big his cock is again.
For real?
Yeah, I would do that. I just look at everybody and be like, he's going to tell you how big his cock is again. Just wait. How many inches? And then he would stop and he'd get all fucking mad. I was like, just shut up, dude. Like, I'm here on my break. I'm on lunch. I'm not getting paid for this. I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
Yeah.
Like, walk out to your car and sit. Go fuck off. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I'm not that big into it. Fuck, I can still barely understand half the fouls that get called anymore. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I like watching it though.
Well, I'll hook you up with that dude, man. You'll fucking...
Yeah, we can get
Oh,
together, talk about big black cocks.
Oh, he would love to. He would love to. Not mine, but... Although he was always on my fucking jock. God. That was my last superior guy. It's a fucking joke.
Oh, boss.
Yeah. He wasn't even a boss. I made sure he wasn't my boss. I would tell him, like, I need a boss. I need a manager because your little fake-ass title is not fooling me. Fuck out of here. Do I need to go get him? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because I'm not going to listen to you, buddy. Dude, I don't know. Like, the dude is just fucking weird. Like, had a hard-on for me. Every time I'd be doing my job, he'd just come up and be like, that's wrong. I was like, what do you mean? It's in spec, and it's prettier than your rings. Fuck out of here. Fucking guy. Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me about him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. He's... Oh, goodness.
Well, shit, man. We're 3 hours in now.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah, it did.
You get the cans on and you're just sitting and bullshitting, and before you know it, you're like, oh, fuck, really?
Well, man, I had fun being here, man.
Yeah, I had fun
Great.
having you on. Yeah, that's great.
Great. Sorry, we went about everything other than what I think we said we were going to talk about.
Ah.
I don't think I made it very far into who am I?
Oh, well. You talked about all the, different gigs you worked and whatever else. I mean, if you want to come on again, we can go deeper.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. I like these microphones.
Right.
God. We're going to have to do some what is it? ASMR?
ASMR.
Yeah.
Is
You
that
don't know what that is?
ass something?
No.
Where are you going
It's
with
like
this?
what is it? It's like pretty much like a sound aesthetic or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna look it up because I have no fucking idea what it means.
Google that. Googlies.
Autonomous sensory meridian response. Meridian. That's not. I don't know. You read that shit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, you said it right. Autonomous sensory meridian response, a term used to describe a tingling, static-like, or goosebumps sensation in response to specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. So yeah, so just something that
Something that gets off one of your senses, pretty much.
yeah, audio or visual stimuli that gives you goosebumps, pretty much. So like when you see a hot naked redhead with a nice like phone sex voice, and then you just start trembling up and you get the goose pimples and you're like, oh damn,
I just jizzed in my pants. Oh fuck me, man.
that's a great song. Jizzed in my pants.
That was great.
Yeah, sweet man. Yeah, if you're down for it, I'd love to have you on again at some point.
Yeah, I'm Cool with that, yeah. The only problem I'd say is
Are you
none.
going? What?
None. I do go to night shift at some point, but
Yeah, we can make it work.
yeah, we can make it work. I should still have weekends off.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, I had fun, man. Had fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Let's get the fuck out of here and go do stuff.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I still got to go. Damn, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fuck.
That's what I'm talking about. Time fucking flies. All right.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good night.
I will. You too. Thanks for being
Go
on,
win
man.
some money for me.
I'll try.
Just think of me. You don't have to pay me.
All right, man. I'll see you another time.
Toodaloo.